What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 98 of Bad Takes Better Conversations, man. This is two episodes away, counting this one until we hit episode 100. Big panel for that episode. It's gonna be lots of fun, but got a lot to talk about this week. We're gonna just go from Raw, NXT, a little bit of Dynamite, SmackDown. Just insane week of debuts. Matches were real good this week too, but we're gonna get into all of that here in a little bit. But without further ado, we're gonna hit our intros first. I'm one of your hosts, WrestleSpot. You can find me everywhere at the WrestleSpot. Excited to stream with y'all, man. Rod?
It's Axel, aka Rod Hardy, man. This is a crazy week, man. Very rarely you'll find a week like this in professional wrestling where almost everything is kind of hitting on all cylinders. Like you might get like one good show or whatever out of the week, but to have all the shows functioning pretty well all week. I mean, it was great. All these returns, debuts, phenomenal matches, and just the carry through of some of these storylines. I mean, it was almost damn near a flawless week for professional wrestling, and it's pretty hard to say that. So, especially with something that's obviously scripted, it's pretty hard to make something scripted flawless. So, yeah, great week, and I'm excited to talk about it, man.
It's your boy.
Did you miss me? So since you guys want to talk about what's been going on this week in professional wrestling, let's talk about what happened Friday first.
Why are you here? Who invited him? Why is he here?
Tommy.
Why
what
is he
happened Friday?
Here?
No. Shut the fuck up. What happened Friday?
Bro.
What happened Friday?
Bro, fuck you. Why are you here?
No.
And change your name. FTS isn't a real thing.
Yes, it is. We all know it's a real thing.
Nah. Bro, I can't believe it.
What does it stand for again? Please remind me. Come on.
Bro, Lee.
What?
Bro, Lee, listen. Bro, it's funny because it's only you. So it's a little made up group. It's not even a group. It's just him and some.
No, it's a real group.
It's not a real group. It's not a real group.
It is.
I was just trying to do my intro, and I got really interrupted by a trash song and a trash individual named Lee.
Bro, what are you talking about? The views go up when I'm in here. But you want to talk about what happened Friday? It was a good old case of fuck around and find out what happened.
Bro, all I'm gonna say is Drew's still not champion. So Drew's not champion. He'll never be champion. So
and CM Punk died on Friday night. CM Punk died on Friday night.
Bro, so why is it?
Tommy. I don't know if you heard him or not, but he said, "Pick your man up." That's what I heard.
That's basically what I'm doing. Like, come get him. You'll find him in Chicago in a hospital somewhere.
Bruh, I don't know if y'all saw, but he drove home just fine. But listen.
No, I don't think he did.
Oh my god.
This is how he'd be walking. That's how he'd be walking right now.
Hey, y'all remember that clip from Clash? Go check it out on Bad Takes Better Conversations, TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. It's great. It's a great clip. Yeah. You guys should definitely watch that clip. Phenomenal clip. Best clip we have on all of our
viewed clip on your whole channel.
Yeah, best clip ever. Best clip. It's Drew getting embarrassed by my goat. Not becoming world champion.
Okay. Yeah. Yap. Sorry, fucking.
That's not yapping. That's not yapping.
All he does is yap.
CM Punk will beat Drew when he's cleared. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, cleared in about 6 years.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mark, Mark, what are you on, bro? What are you? Nah. That's one of my boys.
Bro, can we move on with the episode? Fuck Lee. Fuck Lee Society. Hey, fuck Lee in the chat. Fuck Lee in the chat. Fuck Lee.
Yeah, nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that, bro. Nobody's doing that. I don't see it anywhere.
Bro, fuck you.
I don't see that shit anywhere.
But
That's not gonna catch
he
on.
came alone, like a little bitch.
Yeah, but how is that bitch? That shows I'm fucking strong as fuck.
You know what?
That shows I'm strong as fuck for coming here
Fuck
myself.
you.
You think I'm
Fuck
scared
you.
of you?
You know what? Actually, I don't care what you have to say. Can we continue? Hey, Phil, how are you doing, Phil?
Well, before
Nice to
we
see
do
you.
that,
No.
we do got a show to run, so out of
Doing
respect,
well.
please, just give Tommy a few
Wait,
words,
wait.
and we'll
So
get on with the show.
wait.
Real quick.
So is Chris not coming? Was this Chris the whole fucking time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, fuck you. fuck you. This is crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, Tommy. I'm your friend, but he paid me an absorbent amount of money to make this happen, and I had to.
I got that money, bitch.
I hope you're happy. And you're about to hold 60 in Discord. Cause why the fuck not? You're about to hold 60.
Tommy, this is the best thing that happened to me today, because my country got knocked out of the Euros. So this has just made everything so much better.
Yeah, your country lost their little tournament, but USA won 2-0 today.
Yeah, I know, but me and Axel both know that we lost. We were robbed tonight. We were robbed.
We were. Scotland has something everyone from Scotland has something very familiar. They all lose. They all can't get the job done. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm coming for a whole flag.
I mean, at least we don't cause fights backstage.
You fought him in a parking lot. Okay, that's
technically
so much better.
Technically not backstage, but I see what you're saying.
That's outside. That's not backstage. That's outside.
Bro, kick him now. Kick him.
All right, how about this? We just played the music one last time as is way out. I like it.
Oh my god.
I like that song. I think Phil likes it too.
WrestleSpot makes a lot of time and effort into it.
Hey, I didn't make nothing. I didn't make nothing. All right, so Lee, when the music stops, you'll be off the screen. All right.
We appreciate you, Lou.
And as quickly as he was here, he vanished.
I can't believe that.
There you go.
And I didn't even ask any questions. You just said, "Hey man, Chris is gonna be on stream." Cool. I wasn't fucking Chris. I was a fucking dweeb.
Hey,
a fucking dweeb.
Pretty close imitation of Chris. So you know.
He looked like Chris to me.
Yeah. He's never seen Chris, so he wouldn't know.
Oh, you never seen him. Yeah.
That must have been eyes.
You was Lee. Shut up. Stay where you.
His name
belong
could have been
in the
Chris.
comment
I didn't
section.
know.
Stay where you belong in the comment section. Phil, why didn't you say anything?
He didn't know.
He was just having a good time.
Look, I just came here to talk pro wrestling. I don't know this guy from.
To be real, me and Rod accepted an absorbent amount of money, and just BTBC 100 is going to be very interesting time.
Maybe that's where my money went. Y'all paid that guy to get him on. That's what happened. That's what happened.
I guess we'll never know.
It happens all the time. Man. But you were saying before, I was going to say rudely interrupted, but I'm not going to lie. That was worth it.
That was.
What were you saying?
It's Tommy from Bad Teams Bad Conversation. It's going to be a great episode. Fuck Lee. And if you support this fuck Tommy society, fuck you. All right? Can we move on, please? Thank you.
I may or may not have a shirt coming in.
A shirt?
Just one thing.
Oh, he doesn't know about the shirt yet.
The fuck Tommy society.
Shirt, oh my god.
They are hiring immediately. So, Phil, put your applications in. Put all your applications in. Everybody who's in the chat. They're hiring. Just letting you know. Fuck Tommy society. They're hiring.
Tommy, look.
If you want, the fastest way to get on Tommy's shit list is getting in that.
If I were you, I wouldn't take that fucking shit. But
no, don't worry. I'm gonna form a group of Avengers, and we're gonna end this fuck Tom society bullshit. This is ridiculous.
You know what, Tommy? I can guarantee you will not have to deal with them next episode. But Be real with you. 100 is gonna be fun. 100 is gonna be fun.
Episode 100, I'm putting all this shit to an end. Episode 100 is coming to an end.
But yeah, man, let's get into the stuff. But first, let's let Phil hit his introduction, and then we'll go on, man.
What's up, guys? Thank you guys so much for having me on once again this week. Wrestling was just freaking insane. From Monday Night Raw, NXT, Friday Night SmackDown. I mean, there was just so much that went on this week, and I cannot wait to talk about it all with you. This was just incredible, and I just want to get into it. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's do it.
Hey, man, we can start right off the bat with Raw. Now, I will say I was in the building for Monday Night Raw. I had heard Corpus was a shit crowd. I've never been to a TV show in Corpus. I've been to like a house show there when I was in college. So I wasn't expecting the crowd to be crazy. I will say they showed out, and I was happy to be a part of it that night. So we can start right the beginning of the show, man. They hit the WWE intro thing, and it was being interrupted. So I'm not gonna lie, I thought the WYATT SICKS were gonna kick off the show. However, they swerved us completely. Seth Rollins' music hit, and this was he had surgery or something. So I thought he was gonna be out for like at least 6 months, maybe next Mania season. But not only did he return, he announced his return match, and that is gonna be a World Heavyweight Title match with Damian Priest at Money in the Bank. What did y'all think of this?
I'm not gonna lie, this was a surprise. And the other thing that was a surprise, I don't know if you guys noticed, but a little bit of a tiny detail. The Titantrons were different from when he obviously was away from his hiatus.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen his new T-shirts, but it's like
the future is now or something like that. That one used to look.
Yeah, it's reinvention of basically that T-shirt. I don't know. I think he's gonna turn heel after Damian Priest. He might actually lose, and we might get a heel Seth Rollins, man. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he beats Damian Priest, right? Gets, goes up against Gunther at SummerSlam, which I think they could do, because I just think that match is obviously a bigger match. Seth Rollins and Gunther is just a bigger match than Damian and Gunther. I wouldn't be surprised if they go with that match, especially for a big four pay-per-view like SummerSlam, which they're portraying as like one of the big pay-per-views of the year. So if they go with that match, I could see Seth Rollins turning heel potentially even after that match. Maybe not right away, but maybe within the following months, just due to the merch design, and then obviously the Titantrons. I can see him moving right back to being a heel. But this definitely caught me by surprise, just because, man, I'm not gonna lie, just seeing how his if you guys have seen that clip when Roman Reigns Superman punched him at the end of WrestleMania, his leg basically folded. It almost seemed like he had like no bones left in his leg, and his leg just completely folded. I realistically thought that he was going to be out for the foreseeable future, potentially even up until the Rumble next year. And the fact that he came back in 2 months' time just shows that he was pretty dedicated to his recovery. To what extent, though? Because they did say it was a torn meniscus. So how do you come back from a torn meniscus in about 2 months? So was it really a torn meniscus? I don't know.
It looked like something was torn. I don't know.
But
I'll tell you this.
Go ahead, Phil. Did he freeze?
I think he did.
So I don't know how it happened, but yeah.
Oh, you froze.
I'm not gonna lie, Phil. I think it cut what you said. What did you say?
I'm freezing. Here.
Oh.
Here, while he fixes that, Tommy, you go ahead.
And I'm out.
All right. But Seth. I'm glad you guys mentioned the slight differences that was in his Titantron and everything, because when it originally happened, I was so surprised. I didn't even pay attention to the Titantron or anything. I was like, that's Seth freaking Rollins. Like, he's back. Like, what the heck? But I'm super happy he's back, bro. And like Axel said, I'm actually really surprised that they did the match so fast. Like, he just came back and boom, Money in the Bank title match. Let's go. Like, let's make it happen. I was actually extremely surprised how fast it just kind of pushed that along. But I'm going to say this about Priest because he was in the segment. I am once again happy with the way Priest performed. Once again, he hasn't really missed, really, if we're being honest. He hasn't really missed yet. So shout out to Priest, but man, Seth coming back like that and just automatically getting a title match like that, I mean, I'm a little worried for Damien. I don't think he's coming out Money in the Bank as champ, bro. I really don't.
I don't know, man.
It's tough, man. It's really tough to really even think. All I know is the match is going to be a banger, and that's as far as I can tell you. I like either man can win this one, man. Either man can.
I think as time goes on, we're seeing more and more wrestlers beat their recovery estimate. You see it with Charlotte now. I mean, it seems like she's overly going crazy on.
But this is ridiculous. A torn meniscus on 2 months of absolutely.
What is that?
Unheard of.
That's like a little over 60-something days. That's crazy.
He's been out from what I seen the other day. It's like 70 days. By the time he has his match, it's a 3-month process. And he didn't get surgery up until the day after WrestleMania, which was what, April 8th, around there. You're here. I can hear you, Phil.
Yeah, you are.
But we just can't see your face. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Why can't I have my?
It's like a black screen.
I know that. I'm trying to figure it out. God damn it! I have to.
But if you want, Phil, maybe real quick before we get.
You know what? Okay. Now, Lee, you did this to me because I was running fine on 4 cameras, and then when you joined in, it started freaking out. So now, Lee, I'm on you. I'm on to you. Where the hell is my camera?
Real quick before you fix that, just tell us your thoughts on Seth, real quick, man.
It's literally unheard of to come back from a torn meniscus in 2 months. I've had many knee injuries, and that don't happen. So, look, Seth Rollins being back, I'm so happy that he's back, considering that Monday Night Raw, I'm not saying it needed him back or whatever, but he adds a whole other different aspect to Monday Night Raw now that he is back. And the fact that he is getting basically his rematch clause against Damian Priest for that World Heavyweight title at Money in the Bank, I'm excited for it.
Facts.
Is there a worry for you guys, like, that he's back from this injury so fast?
I think the more we've seen Seth as a competitor and throughout his whole career, whenever he gets injured, he comes back and works safer, but he doesn't really change much. So there's big gaps in between each injury that he has. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he was working mad injured. So I wish he would have taken a little bit more time. So, but knowing Seth, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not worried about him. I think he's gonna be fine.
Lee's somewhat right. Raw was doing just fine without Seth. We had Drew McIntyre not saving CM Punk's career, but actually we had a feud of the year going on over there. So, but fuck.
And now you got the WYATT SICKS there. So much, man.
Yeah, no, and I mean not only that, but Damien's been doing a great job as champion. I can't lie. Damien's been doing a great job, and dude, I'm sorry, but outside of the CM Punk and Drew have been great, but this what is it? I'm not American man, I was about to say American Alpha.
Are you talking about Alpha Academy?
Alpha Academy, yes.
Yeah,
that storyline has been put for me the most enjoyable part of Raw for me, because it's just been featured every week. So obviously the Drew and Punk storyline is kind of hovering around due to the injuries. But man, Raw has been on fire, and then the Liv Morgan and Dom stuff. There's something to look forward to in almost every aspect for Raw, whether it's a main title storyline, a mid card storyline, a women's storyline. The tag teams have been a hit or miss, or even non-title storylines have been great. So Raw's just been hitting on all cylinders. SmackDown's been kind of dead, but now
we're gonna talk about it, man.
I'm just saying right now. Look, if you had any doubts, man, this post WrestleMania slump is done. It's done now.
Oh yeah, it's dead.
It's done. Now we're full throttle through the whole summer. So there's gonna be great television for at least the next 2.5 months. So
And it looks like we're not getting the 6-man tag season on Raw.
I know.
And I'm so happy, bro.
Thank God.
I will say it has been a very long time since Raw has been the A show, and I think they're taking that title. Or I don't know. This week it depends on what you like. I liked Raw more this week, but I was there, of course, so I'm gonna be a little biased. But depends on what you like. But I think Raw has taken the A show spot since Mania season.
I'm not gonna lie. Both of these shows are going to be competing as to which one's the better show every week, because there's legit comp right now on both shows. And I mean, look, Charlotte's a SmackDown person, correct? When she comes back,
I believe so.
Yeah,
Andrade's over there, so yeah.
Hey, she's gonna come back and spice up that women's division. I mean, look how many people are left off the roster that are injured. Rhea, Roman, The Rock, Charlotte Flair. I mean, Asuka. I mean, these are just 5 names. What's going on, Phil? These are just 5 names that I literally just named off that are all missing from these shows, and they're doing good without all of them. Look, Seth Rollins just returned this week, and I thought Raw had been fine without him since he was gone. Obviously, a guy like him, his presence is going to be missed, right?
Yeah.
He's clearly one of the workhorses of WWE, but the fact that they were able to, kind of carry the show without him. If the fact that they were able to carry the show without him and then develop Damian Priest and some of these other guys as top level stars, and hey, Seth Rollins being off the show now gives time to Chad Gable and to Sami Zayn, and the guys like the mid card division is now getting able to shine a lot more, and then a guy like Damian Priest now is able to shine too. There's a lot to go around here on Monday Night Raw, and we're gonna talk about SmackDown, but there's a lot that's gonna go on SmackDown from now on.
I think he's just taking a leave of absence.
Yeah, Roman's just on a leave.
Or two.
So, hey, don't quote me on this. I did hear there's a potential he does return this upcoming Friday at Madison Square Garden. I just want to say that.
Hey.
So
I mean, that would be a great place to do it, honestly.
That would be. Hey, no, NXT's been hot too, EJ.
NXT. That's another one.
We'll talk about it in a second, man.
There's so much to uncover here and unpack, because this was a big week, man. Money in the Bank qualifiers also.
Last thing I want to hit on before we move on from this opening segment is what are the chances that Seth wins this title at Money in the Bank?
There's a good chance. There's a damn good chance. There's a damn good chance, just because of the fact that, like, dude, look, it's for SummerSlam, right? What's the big match? Seth Rollins and Gunther. That's just the bigger match, like, and it's a big 4 pay-per-view. If they really want to put on a big match on a big 4 pay-per-view, that's the way to go. But if WWE wants to stick with trying to build up Damian Priest, which I do think is the route they should go, because I think if you put Damian Priest in a marquee match at SummerSlam against Gunther, who's arguably one of the greatest wrestlers in the world, and puts on a banger, even in a loss, because I think he would lose to Gunther, even in a loss, he's still a winner, because people are going to respect his reign. And look, I was saying it the other day, I think Seth Rollins is here to lose to make Damian Priest look like a more credible champion. I think that's exactly why he's put here.
It's a fair point, because take a look at what Damian Priest has done so far, from being World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania to what he's doing right now. Not a lot of people are putting the amount of respect that should be happening right now when it comes down to Damian Priest and his World Heavyweight title reign. And I've absolutely loved the way that they have done this so far. I was literally the only person that I saw on TikTok that was, sticking with Damian Priest being the World Heavyweight Champion come Clash of the Castle. I said, like, 3 weeks before the show even happened, that Damian Priest should and is going to be walking out as World Heavyweight Champion come Clash at the Castle. And when they actually did it, I was super happy about it, but I was actually shocked, because I was like, with that atmosphere and the moment and just everything that was happening, it was almost setting up to have Drew McIntyre win that title. But they didn't do it. And that was smart, because ultimately, now you're going to have CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, hopefully, at SummerSlam, which does not need the title, and I said that from day one. If they do have Damian Priest retain against Seth Rollins here, that can add to Seth Rollins' potential heel turn, like you were saying earlier, and that could ultimately get things further along with him. And then when it comes down to Gunther and this World Heavyweight Championship shot at SummerSlam, I just don't see him losing. I don't see him walking out of Cleveland without that World Heavyweight title.
Someone like that.
Yeah. Like, I just don't. And if he does somehow lose at SummerSlam, he's winning it in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be World Heavyweight Champion within the next 2 months. Like, point blank, period. At least by September.
August is his month.
Yeah.
At least by September, he will be World Heavyweight Champion. So, if they wanted to keep it on Damian Priest, I wouldn't be mad at it, because a WrestleMania to SummerSlam title reign for Damian Priest is great for your first World Heavyweight title run, or world title run in general. And then, but if they put it on Rollins, I wouldn't be mad at it either.
Facts. What's it called? I will say I told Rod and Tommy this before. I was kind of like, don't get me wrong, I like what Damian's been doing as champion, but for some reason, Damian versus Gunther didn't feel like a SummerSlam match to me. But I mean, I'm sold on it now. But I'm not gonna lie, if they're deciding between that and Seth versus Gunther, I would think they would be leaning towards Seth versus Gunther. So I think only time will tell with this match. But I'm starting to lean towards. I see like Rod said, they want to stack names of people that Damian who has had successful title defenses on. So I'm interested to see what happens at Money in the Bank.
And think about it like this. He beat Jey Uso, who's one of the hottest baby faces in all of wrestling now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He beat Drew McIntyre in his home country in a spectacular match. If he were to beat Seth Rollins in Toronto, that's another
successful reign right there.
That's a successful short-term reign. That is a look. Not every reign needs to be 365 days plus. Like
Not
that.
Yeah, I'm talking about him losing.
Like, if he were let's say his reign were to end in August, SummerSlam, to Gunther. To that point, especially if he puts on a banger match, to that point, the reign ends there. That's a successful reign. From the time that he got it to the time that he lost it, he's elevated himself. He's gotten better on his mic work every week. On top of that, Rhea hasn't even been around for the Judgment Day storyline, and he's been doing pretty good trying to be around the Judgment Day and dealing with that storyline, but also trying to elevate himself as champion. So if that were to happen in kind of the way that I kind of see it happening, where he beats Seth and then obviously loses to Gunther at SummerSlam, I think you can say that Damian Priest has solidified himself as a true main event star who they can rely on if somebody goes down, or if you want to give somebody another shot, that's a guy that you can go to, because he would have already established himself as a main event guy.
Does it hurt, and how bad would it hurt Damian Priest to lose to Seth Rollins?
It would hurt.
I don't think it would hurt, to be honest.
It depends on the way that it happens. It does. Because
what if? Hear me out. I mean, it probably wouldn't work out because he would have to face Gunther. But what if this is a way for Finn to cash in at Money in the Bank if he wins Money in the Bank? Oh, wait, no, he can't. He lost the qualifying. Never mind.
I think
he
there's
lost
going to be
the
a last
qualifier,
chance.
but he has to win the last chance match.
So if there's a last chance, what if he wins it, he cashes in on Damian, or he cashes in on Seth in the match, or he pins Seth? Because that kind of completes the story of he finally beat Seth, and now he has this thing with Damian. I don't know. I think there's a lot of ways to go about it, but I don't know.
Finn Balor holding that Money in the Bank briefcase brings so much more possibilities with this Judgment Day story. That somehow, some way, I don't see Damian Priest being a part of Judgment Day for that much longer. Because he's doing babyface tendencies. He came out on Monday Night Raw talking to Seth Rollins saying, hey, legitimately, I'm happy that you're back. Yesteryear, Damian Priest would have never said that. He would have said, fuck you, here come the Judgment Day, you're getting beat up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's doing babyface tendencies. At this point, Damian Priest, he can lose that championship, whether it's going to be to Seth Rollins, Gunther, or to Finn Balor. It don't matter.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but there's a lot of story to tell with the whole Finn Balor and Damian Priest thing. That I truly do believe that if Finn Balor were to win the Money in the Bank, I'm under the impression that I think Damian Priest should beat Gunther at SummerSlam and at Bash in Berlin if he were to go up against him, just because of the fact that you can drag out that storyline. Because think about it, when Rhea comes back, they're going to tell a story that Rhea hasn't really been talking to any of these guys.
Yeah.
So that's a layer that can be added on, and then you can start obviously the dissension of just that whole group, the Judgment Day, but tell it over time with still Damian Priest as a champion, and eventually Finn Balor costing Damian Priest sometime later in the year. Look, and I said it. I've said it a couple of different times on the stream. If you look at some of the other episodes that we've been on, but I've said that Gunther, I don't think should hold the title for a while. Gunther has been champion for about 70% of his tenure in all of WWE. If there's something that I really want to see is Gunther without a championship for just around a whole year, because I want to see what storylines he can get into without a champion and without a championship, and see if he can make things matter. Let's take Drew McIntyre, for example. He doesn't win championships, but all of his feuds are marquee feuds. Look at this feud that he has with CM Punk right now. This is clearly the best feud in all of WWE. You can even consider it as to be one of the best feuds in all of professional wrestling because of how good it's been, and it doesn't even have a title. That's what I want to see Gunther do. I want to see if he's able to, carry himself without being a champion. Cody even did it for a while before he ever got the title. So I would love to see that for Gunther, because he's just been champion for so much of his tenure in the WWE, and I haven't seen him not do that without a championship. Obviously, we know as a champion he can make a title pretty prestigious. Look at his IC
Punk
title.
And Drew McIntyre to me is, like, honestly right now one of the, if not the feuds of the year right now, and they haven't even touched yet. So I mean, think about that. Like that right there just speaks volumes. So
it's been 6 months. They've only touched once at pause.
Well, at the Rumble.
At the Rumble, and that's it.
That's it.
That's the only physical altercation that they've had.
And I mean by touch as in like a one-on-one matchup. They haven't had that yet. They're going to, and they could possibly even get it to a trilogy. But who knows at that point, I mean, we gotta figure that out.
All right, man.
That CM Punk is gonna win 2-1.
We'll see.
Man, we do. Let's go ahead and get to the next big thing that went down on Raw. We got Chad Gable versus Braun Strowman. He ended up losing, but after the match, he slapped the hell out of Akira Tozawa. Kind of looked like the way I would slap the shit out of Donnie Blaze. But he did that. Actually, that's the way Tommy slapped the shit out of Donnie Blaze at was WrestleMania, right?
You know what else? I think that's
WrestleMania weekend. Yep.
I think that's the way Lee would slap Tommy. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. That is very true.
Actually, that's the way I slap Donnie is actually the exact same way I plan on slapping Lee. But whatever. Yeah, well, Phil, actually, I'm gonna give Lee a forearm.
And with the bull hammer.
Yeah, we're gonna go bull hammer. Fuck Lee.
Damn.
Lee.
But after the match, Chad Gable did slap Akira Tozawa, and that led to Otis pushing Chad Gable, and the crowd popped for Otis. So that means they've been doing real good work with the storyline. Otis is over, and I love the segment. What did y'all think?
Dude,
I mean
that
segment. That's actually
over is an understatement when it comes to Otis.
Facts. That segment, though, I mean, again, I watch wrestling with my girlfriend, and that's her favorite storyline of all of WWE right now. It's her and Chad Gable.
With all the stuff going on, that says a lot. That's really good. That's really cool.
She loves, because she was an Alpha Academy fan before they started, making Chad Gable a bad guy, but she hates Chad Gable. And again, from outside looking in, when someone hates the heel, they're doing a good job.
They're doing something right.
Exactly, and she despises Chad Gable now. She's yelling at the TV. She hit Tozawa, my little buddy. Like, when you're getting those emotions, you're doing it right, WWE. So, as far as that goes, I mean, that is one of, again, they're just not missing. They're just hitting on all cylinders. He said Otis fumbled. Hey man, Otis is gonna get it. Otis is gonna get his, bro. Don't even worry about it, EJ. He's gonna get his. But man, great segment. Once again, another segment that was phenomenal on Monday Night Raw, man.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say about this, I was kind of mad, man, that dude Braun Strowman pinned Chad Gable. I'm like, bro, there's no way Chad Gable was just taking all these L's, bro. Like, it gets me mad, but then I guess it gives him like the it gives him that thumbs up to lash out on his Alpha Academy members. So I guess like the loss goes hand in hand with the way he does act post match. But he has to start racking up some wins pretty soon. I'm not saying that he is incredible, because he's a credible, person to go up for the IC title again, I guess, right? I mean, he's already lost 5 times.
He's been credible since April.
He's already lost 5 times. But man, Chad Gable, there's a reason they re-signed him, because look at the magic that he's worked on Otis, and he's making people really believe not just in him, but in these other 3 characters. And he's not saying that I hate to say that he's carrying, but he's carrying the storyline, even though the other 3 are putting in just about enough work. But he's a driving force into why the storyline has been so great. And I can't wait for him to completely snap, because man, it's gonna be a sight to see. Like we've already seen what he can do, and man, when he snaps, man, he's gonna snap. So I can't wait, man. This is another great storyline. Like I said, this has been the most enjoyable storyline for me, just because on a week-to-week basis we're seeing it, so it's always fresh in my head. It's something I always look forward to every week.
Man, Chad Gable's a dummy, isn't he? He's a dummy. How the hell did he think that Otis was not going to hear that slap? The hell, Chad. I wanted Otis to hit Chad so badly. I sent out a tweet every single time. Hit him! Hit him!
This is crazy.
God damn it, hit him! And finally, it wasn't a hit. It was not a hit. It was a shove. But you know what? We're getting closer. We're getting closer to that hit. And when that hit actually happens, it'll be great. It'll be fantastic. Now, it's all a part of the plan. All of these losses are a part of the plan when it comes down to Chad Gable, because you're right. When it comes down to all these losses, it gives Chad that power to lash out on these people that everybody loves so much. And when that final snap happens and everybody just does leave him, he'll get the other people in, aka the Creeds, aka Ivy. They'll come at him and they'll get all the gold they can possibly carry. The tag team titles are going to the Creeds. The IC title is ultimately going to be Chad's. But when it comes,
I have a new agenda, by the way. But
yes, it's going to be Chad's at some point. But in terms of the other challengers that Sammy already has lined up,
I have a new agenda.
Who knows how that's going to happen?
There's a whole list of guys now, especially with Braun Breaker being at the top of the list now, man.
You know, say we'll get Braun to that. I'm right there with you.
Those
two.
I'm
right there with you. Hey, but I do want to say I have a theory. I want to talk about it now because I want the WYATT Sicks segment to be all about the WYATT Sicks. Right. I think because everybody who's feuded with the Fiend changed for better or for worse. I think the same thing's gonna happen with Gable, but I think he's gonna just be a fucking wrestling machine like Kurt Angle. 06. I think that's what his character development is gonna be with the Creeds. So I think there's great things coming for Chad Gable. I just don't know what, but I do think we're gonna have to see him lose a little bit more. Yeah, so that's coming up. But
y'all think he wrestles tomorrow?
I bet.
No, he should not.
He shouldn't, but they said he is. I think Adam Pearce officially announced it.
He posted on
if he's in that match, he's gotta lose again.
He posted on Instagram saying "Master in the Bank," so I think he's actually going to compete tomorrow.
He's got to lose again then, because
maybe he sneaks a victory, but I think he's the Wyatts are going to cost him that money.
You can't justify him winning that triple threat when he got shot in the head last week. You can't.
Who else is going to win?
In that match is Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
It's Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman.
No. It's Braun Strowman and it's somebody else.
It's Braun Strowman. Oh, Braun Strowman. That's my fault.
Look, I don't see Bronson Reed or Braun Strowman winning. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, yeah, I don't
But
want
you
to see
can't
those.
justify
Those two
Chad
matches,
winning. You can't. He got shot in the head last week. He died and then got resurrected. Here's what I hope is happening. They're saying he's cleared, but ultimately what I hope happens is that they have some sort of segment on Monday Night Raw tomorrow where he's in the trainer's room. They literally say he actually cannot compete, and that's how Ilya, who was actually the replacement for him, gets involved and gets to be in that matchup. And if Ilya's in that match, then he should win.
Yeah. So Anthony, they said that, and then they deleted the tweet, and then Adam Pearce pulled up a video where he was saying that Chad somehow cleared.
Right.
I kind of see what Phil's saying. I think they're gonna take him out because it makes no booking sense to, especially if you want to make the Wyatt look fucking destructive. You
can't have him win or get Otis back involved if he's going to be.
Okay, have Otis in that match would be fire.
Get Otis back involved and cost him the match then.
Have him win, yeah.
If you want to continue, you can have Chad maybe cost Otis Money in the Bank or something.
If Otis and Chad happens at Money in the Bank, I would not be mad at it. I'm sorry. Like, I would not be mad if that match happened there.
That can happen there. I'm alright with that.
Hey,
you can have it on a random episode of Raw, that's fine, but end it there at Money in the Bank. You could.
So, WrestleSpot, so I assume that the Sami Zayn thing is coming up next, but I just want to say both of the qualifier matches on Monday Night Raw were very good. So just to tell people who won, the first qualifier, Jey Uso actually ended up winning.
No, it was the Io Sky one was first.
Oh, sorry. Women's. So Io Sky actually ended up winning. That was a very good match, by the way. All three women absolutely did a phenomenal job. Mm-hmm. And then Jey Uso ended up beating Rey Mysterio and Finn Balor, which
that main event was fire.
I don't think sat right with a lot of people because they all thought Finn Balor was gonna win.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw Jey Uso's name, I knew it.
Jay Hogan.
Very Jay Balea. But hey, man,
that's crazy. There's two J's out there. Their last name's Balea.
Balea, exactly.
And we know one of them.
But yeah, that was two phenomenal qualifying matches. So just wanted to say that. But Russell's why you can go on with the Sami Zayn one now.
Hey man, so we got a Sami Zayn promo interrupted by Braun Breaker because he's looking for a new Intercontinental title challenger, and then we got interrupted by Sheamus. Pretty good exchange from all three of these guys, man. This is where my new agenda comes in. I did want Chad Gable to do it, but now that there's a new direction for Chad Gable, I kind of like the direction going with him. Have him lose, but when he's gonna come back, like prime Kurt Angle character side after this. I want Braun Breaker to be the next Intercontinental Champion. What did y'all think?
Oh yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie,
that's gonna happen.
I love Sami Zayn, but I think the way to start this off is pretty much I want a squash match. I want not Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker to squash the shit out of my boy.
That's not a good idea, but I see where you're going.
I mean, it don't gotta be nothing quick, but I don't really want Sami Zayn to get much offense in this.
Yeah, you just gotta have him destroy Sami.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think if that happens, they don't try and do another comeback from nothing Sami Zayn storyline?
Hey, but at least if they do it, maybe they can do it after a world title. World title scene now.
Yeah. He needs to be in that scene already. Like, it should have been done. Like, I don't even know why he, was facing Gunther for the title at Mania, because it shouldn't have
been. B.
So it should have been. It should have been Chad at Mania, but Sami should be in the world title scene. He should have been in the world title scene after Mania or at Mania, but I would love to see. And I hear people talking about how it should be, Braun Breaker, Sheamus, Ilya, and Sami in Toronto in a fatal four-way.
That would be insane.
I would not mind a four-way.
That would be insane.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Or at least a triple threat. You can do Sheamus and Braun with Sami, and that would be fine.
That would be insane.
I'm not talking about like a quick squash. I'm talking like a squash match type like Cena and Brock that had at SummerSlam 2014.
10-12 minutes of just Braun Breaker just absolutely piecing Sami Zayn up.
Mm-hmm.
No, but then all of a sudden I can just see WWE doing that Sami Zayn bumping up and somehow winning that thing, which I think would be
you
bad.
can just have the thing like Sami Zayn somehow just keeps like evading the spear, and then when he finally hits it, it's over.
I swear to God, if they play that, if they do that shit, and Sami Zayn wins, Sammy Bolea.
If that happens, I will call him Sammy Bolea in a one-on-one.
There's no way around it.
I will say it. I will admit it,
bro.
I don't think they're that crazy.
Is fit enough to be an Intercontinental champion at this point because he's got to win that title.
I think he is. It's
Maybe
just sadly,
right
it's another one of those cases where it's just not the time.
If Sheamus were to win that triple threat that we're just like booking, I would not be mad at it because then if you can have Braun beat Sheamus because they didn't really technically have that, match conclude, that would be a good guy to have Braun beat for that IC title. I mean, I'm not saying that just to give Sammy one more crack at it, but it's just a good way to get that Sheamus and Braun match again.
If Cena takes a spear from Braun right now, I think Cena would retire.
Never see him again.
Yeah, he's retired.
Hey, we're gonna talk about Braun Breaker again in a little bit because that whole segment was crazy.
Bro, he's not.
Anything else to say on the segment this far?
Well, yeah, I'll say what I have to say when we get talk about Braun again.
Nothing else other than this segment turned into a match for Sheamus and Braun Breaker later on in the night. So
yeah. But after that, next big thing or thing that we can really talk about, because I think after that it was like Dragon Lee versus Carlito.
Yes.
Chad Gable said he was going after Money in the Bank. So next week we talked about that there's a qualifying match. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Alpha Academy technically quit on him actually because they walked out on him.
Yeah, Otis quit, and then they got expelled when they already quit. So you know what, Chad? Again, dummy. But okay.
Hey, man, I'm excited to see a singles Otis run.
Talking about quitting, in the next segment, we had a pretty big quitter. He actually goes by the name of Drew McIntyre.
That still keeps showing up on all shows. It's crazy. Because he showed up on SmackDown and then he's showing up this Monday on Raw.
So the crowd just started chanting CM Punk, and I guess he just couldn't take it. The man said, "Screw this company. I can't do this anymore. I quit." And
what a puss pop. Am I right? He's a puss pop.
Yeah,
what a puss
dummy.
pop.
I'm not going to lie, Tommy. I can smell it like a mile away. I can smell wherever Raw is tomorrow, that tomorrow Drew's going to be like, so CM Punk gets to quit and he gets praised, but I quit and y'all call me a quitter? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
You quit and then you're showing up to every show. So what happened?
Yeah.
I'm very interested. I'm very interested to see what happens.
Drew McIntyre.
I'm interested to see what his answer is tomorrow as to why he thought he quit or whatever. I'm very interested.
Thank you, EJ. Another Drew yap session, bro. Just yapping. Just yapping.
If they really wanted to do some sort of double turn here, they can make it work.
Almost there. Hang in there.
I'm gonna be honest. I think this feud is one of the ones where it's like neither of them are technically a face or a heel. They're just going at it. You know what I mean? And it's let the crowd, because you have a solid split in the crowd, in my opinion, already.
Yes.
So you don't really have to, pick a baby face or a heel. Just let them go. Just let them go at it.
That's what's been so good about this feud is there isn't a true baby face or a true heel. All these guys everything that they've done has been justified.
Yeah.
Like the actions that they've all done have all been justified, and that's what's so good about this WWE is you're starting to see that more. Look at initially, right, the Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles feud.
Yeah.
Neither of them, obviously you could say Cody Rhodes is the true baby face, right? Yeah. Whatever. But AJ Styles in his own right is a baby face too.
Maybe for that first match, Loki. The second
match,
The second match
he turned heel then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, that's another one. That's what I like about this era of WWE with Triple H is there's more consistency, and also there's not in every feud there's not a true heel or true face. In some feuds there's guys that have justified actions, and it's just they leave it up to the crowd to decide who they like. They could like both people, they could dislike both people. So I mean that's what's so good about this era of WWE with Triple H at the helm.
We'll get. I like this comment from Brandon. We'll get to the
There's
point.
a lot.
That
Yeah,
I wanna
we'll
make
unpack it
is-
at the end of.
There's
at the
there's
end
a
of SmackDown.
lot that we can talk about when it
But
comes to
man,
the Mac.
We'll get there.
if a
I'm
match
not
is
gonna lie.
announced, then that should be the main event. But if we don't have that match, then I think it's still up in the air. But
Yeah. Okay, so there was one question I meant to bring it up during the Sammy segment, but so we'll kind of just use this as a launching pad. So I was curious. I will say I do think Trick is a good NXT champion. I think he's doing good with what he's working with so far. But in terms of the main roster champions since their title win, how would y'all rank them? Because I'm not gonna lie, I was really thinking about it. I think Cody's probably the best champion in terms of defenses and stories. And I know we're calling him Sammy Bolea, but out of the current champions, I think Sammy has the second best. After that, it kind of gets shaky, but I think the worst has been the Raw Tag Team Champions or the World Tag Team Champions.
Easily.
I'm not gonna
Easily.
lie. I
Well-
put Damien number 2.
Yeah, that's fair.
Has
That's fair.
Just the match that he just had with Drew and the storytelling leading up to
one
that
leg.
point,
One
and
leg.
yeah,
That's
and
fair.
the performance was not saying Sammy, because Sammy has had 2 back-to-back very good performances between Backlash and obviously Clash of the Castle.
Yeah.
But this one kind of sold Damien for me, so I'm gonna have to bump
That's fair.
Damien up to number 2.
That's fair.
I think the worst has been, you can either put the Raw or the SmackDown.
You know who's like right
tag
there, right
titles.
above him, low key? Just like he's peaking down there, but it hasn't been that bad. As bad as the tag title champions is Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Oh, yeah.
Logan Paul.
It should be way better, bro.
Titles are my
It
bottom
should be
two.
way better.
It's
They're
a
my
little
bottom 2.
underwhelming.
And then right
underwhelming.
above Logan is Bailey, but that is not Bailey's fault.
No.
No.
It's not
She's
Bailey's
doing
But I
very
think
Look,
hers is gonna pick up. Hers is gonna pick up.
Mm.
It's gonna
Yeah.
pick up.
Yeah.
Let
Yes.
money in
Look.
the bank roll over, but hers is gonna pick up.
She had
Well,
a pretty good
Paul.
rivalry with Piper Niven. I'm not gonna lie, and the match was very good. That triple threat that she had at Backlash was very good. The only thing that's doesn't make her, look, I'm not gonna say her reign isn't good, because it is good. The only thing is just the other reigns above her they're just better. I'm sorry, like they're just like, I'm not gonna put her over. And look, Liv Morgan hasn't even had a match. I'm sorry, her reign is
But
already better.
But her story, she got a story.
got a story.
She has a
The thing
really
is-
good storyline.
The thing is, she's literally only holding the championship for Rhea. That's it. Liv.
Ooh, she could potentially still keep that title.
She could.
At least-
I'm not
at
saying
least
that
the-
she couldn't, but I'm
I
just
wouldn't
saying, like, she's literally only holding that title until she
I
gets
wouldn't
back.
be surprised if it's a thing where when she does come back originally, and Rhea comes back. I do see a world where Liv beats her the first time.
You
with the
can
help
do
of-
multiple matches. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
that you can't.
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
saying that ultimately she's gonna get that title back, and I hope that people are going to be ready for that. And if they're
I'm
not,
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
right.
I'm happy she got it now. That's all I care about. Great story.
I-
But I will
me,
say this.
go ahead, Tommy. Sorry.
go ahead.
This is just about going back to ranking of the champions. I would put Raw's tag titles at the bottom, because at least with the SmackDown titles,
yeah.
we have a potential Austin Theory turn. So
Yeah.
they have
You know what?
That has somewhat of a story there. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
they
I'm not
have-
gonna lie. I think the SmackDown ones are above Logan Paul's. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
No, that
Ooh.
is.
So for me,
I
it would
agree
go
100%.
For me, it would go Cody. 2 and 3 are interchangeable. It depends on what day you ask me, on what match they're having. Sammy and Damien. Liv. Bailey. You might be cooking Axel, but just for now, I'm gonna hold it right here. Logan, Theory, and Waller, and then Awesome Truth. I love Awesome Truth, but they got.
Oh, and then you can't forget the Speed Champion. How can we forget Andrade?
Austin Truth
Poor
have
Andre.
done nothing for those tag titles. Logan Paul has defended it twice, so take that title off him. At least the SmackDown Tag Team titles have somewhat of a story with that Austin Theory babyface turn. He's gonna have to prove to me that he can be a babyface, but it could happen. And then Bailey, it's not her fault though. And
Mhm.
and this is going from bottom upwards to me. How many more champions have we got here? I see that's the reason why we have
2
that.
tag, 2 mid card, 2 women's, 2 men's.
Shit, now I just lost everything. Fuck. Yeah, look, bottom 3 champions right there. You heard what I had to say, and that's just what it is. Logan Paul has been doing nothing with the United States title. He takes it everywhere, and it was a good business decision. But when you're not defending that title only twice in 200 plus days, that ain't good. That ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, outside of the LA Knight stuff, everything, and then the Kevin Owens stuff at the beginning of the year, he hasn't done much with it. Because the Cody stuff was, I'm sorry, he was. I was never convinced he was ever going to put the title on the line, so I can't even give him that.
It's crazy. I already forgot that happened.
So it's like, I can't even put that as on there for Reigns.
I actually think that hurts.
He's a good in-ring performer. I've never taken that away from him. Never. Just
I'm gonna be honest. Taking that night off as U.S. champion to go against Cody, that actually hurts. He needed a defense there. But whatever.
He at least needs a defense at Money in the Bank to me. Here's the thing. When it comes down to this LA Knight and Logan Paul stuff, you can get 2 matches out of this. If you're going to have a defense at Money in the Bank, you can have Logan Paul win in some nefarious ways, as he always does, with brass knuckles, whatever you want to do with it. Have LA Knight lose at Money in the Bank, which is only going to make things better off for him when hopefully when he wins the title at SummerSlam. You can get 2 matches out of it.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think Phil is right. I'm with Phil on this one. I am expecting two LA Knight and Logan Paul matches, just so Logan Paul doesn't get, I guess you can say, the ass short end of the stick as it kind of already looks. But
yeah, but I want to do that little quick mini segment real quick. I don't see. Hold on, let me read this real quick before we move on. Isn't in that ladder match, so I think LA is gonna. That's my thing. That's what I think is gonna happen too.
And just to talk about Trick for 1 second, I don't think Trick is doing bad as NXT champ, but I won't lie in saying that I really do wish that we could have seen something with Ethan Page or something for that NXT title. That fatal 4-way,
NXT,
though,
my favorite reign right now is Oba.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That fatal 4-way though, that could be a potential 4 heat wave. Ooh. That's gonna be insane. And that could honestly be a potential spot for him to lose that title, but we'll see.
And not take a pin.
Yes.
That's my big thing. You don't need to take a pin, bro.
I think NXT is kind of Oba, then Roxanne, and then Trick Williams.
Roxanne's cooking too.
Roxanne's is. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't be mad if you said Roxanne was your favorite. First, to be honest with you.
Hey, Roxanne could be first, but man, there's just something about Oba's reign that's that reign has been.
Oba's got so much aura.
Dude, Oba's got aura, bro.
Crazy. It is.
Hey, he's a star in the making, man, and I can't wait to see him getting on that main roster.
I know it's just being overused right now when it comes down to pro wrestling, but it's literally just a term that everybody's just coining now.
Works.
You could put Roxanne as first, but I'm sorry, it's Oba, man.
Oba.
So I'm going Oba.
But hey, man, next segment we can talk about is that we kind of alluded to it earlier, but Sammy was ringside for a match with Sheamus and Braun. Now the match they were beating the shit out of each other, and then it got interrupted by Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser's been cooking lately.
He could be really good here.
He could be there too. So match Sheamus wins by disqualification, and this whole thing happens. But they had this really cool spot where he's gonna do his corner spot. The aerial WWE production team, kudos to you once again. Ludwig's coming down, and Braun sees that. Just Braun Breaker, just being Braun Breaker, a little bit of a hater in him. He decides to this maniac runs around the ring and catches Ludwig with a spear at ringside. What did y'all think of all this?
That was crazy. That camera angle,
aerial
that spear that he did,
fantastic.
Dude, that spear that he did on Ludwig Kaiser, man, that shit is that dude's a freak of nature, man. That it reminds me of a prime Brock Lesnar, but man, this guy is just there's more. He has more character than Brock Lesnar. And his in-ring work I think is way better than Brock Lesnar. This dude could truly legitimately be one of the first powerhouses. Obviously, there's one that we're going to talk about that made a debut later on in the week, but he could legitimately be one of the first powerhouses that displays a high-flying ability, but is also a main event level caliber type of talent. He has so much in his bag, and he's got to be like, 26 or something like that. He's super young, and he's only going to elevate his game. Man, he's great. And then Ludwig Kaiser, oh man, the fact that they're putting him on this singles run, and he's flourishing, man. This feud with Sheamus has been very good, and those two just every time they see each other, they just beat the living hell out of each other. But like I said, I said it earlier on the show, on Raw there's a little bit of everything: mid card, top title, non-title feuds, women feuds. The only thing that there isn't is a tag team feud, but there's a little bit of everything. So pick and choose what you want, what you like, what you want. Hey, they got a little bit of everything on SmackDown. I mean, on Monday Night Raw. So, and they got guys like, this is what I was saying. Like when Seth Rollins is out, you got Roman Reigns out. You got guys like Braun Breaker shining, and then Ludwig Kaiser comes on your screen. Gunther hasn't even been around, and you got a guy like Ludwig Kaiser shining on your screen. You got the opportunities for guys like Chad Gable and Alpha Academy. There's so much opportunity going around. People are starting to see these fresh new faces. That's why this new era of WWE isn't so reliant on past stars or guys who have been around for a while. They're trying to build these newer guys, and I love it, man. Look at what they've done with Lyra. Lyra has been featured on weekly television for a while now.
Great.
Yeah.
Same thing. Look at Tiffany Stratton. They're featuring her a lot more. Blair Davenport just recently has been coming up on my screen almost every week now. They're gonna be featuring her. There's a lot to go around here. The only thing that's concerning is there's so much talented people. It can only go around to so many different people. That's my only concern. Other than that, they're doing a phenomenal job displaying the talent that they do have on screen.
Facts. And I'm gonna say this about Ludwig Kaiser, and then Phil, take it away.
Yep.
I have a call. I don't think it's a hot take. I don't think it's too hard to see. But I think if they keep Ludwig obviously out of any tag teams or whatever, I think Ludwig can be one of those top, like just one of those guys that are one of the top hated in all of wrestling, not just WWE. I think he can be one of those guys in all of wrestling. He just has that.
He's a hateable face.
He just has that evil.
He's got a ton of potential.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I saw it last week. I saw it back when he was going after the New Day. I saw it. It's just I think he gives me like
real.
Not the same type of heel, but he definitely can get on the level of in the mid card division on like a Randy Orton, like I hate this guy type of feel. You know what I mean? But obviously, I think he's gonna stay in the mid card division, of course. So obviously not getting like the WWE Championship like Randy did and all that, but I think he'll be that top heel in the mid card division in one of these days, especially when Gunther goes up to the main event title scene. I can easily see that.
Yeah. I've loved what Ludwig has done, truthfully, really, because he has really come out of his own after the whole split of Imperium. And, well, Imperium being the tag team with Giovanni. Speaking of, where is he? We don't know. And that's what I was really afraid of, to be completely fair. And that Dijak comment, I'm waiting for Dijak to be on Raw. I truly am, because that man can really be something in this IC title division as well if they really do allow him to be there. This whole feud with Ludwig and Sheamus, I've enjoyed the hell out of it. Getting Braun Breaker into the mix, that was awesome. Sami Zayn, that's where the whole Fatal 4-Way could possibly come into play if they wanted to go down that route. The IC title scene is flourishing like no other at this point. And I'm not going to say it's just all thanks to Gunther when it comes down to just the prestige of that IC title, but he is a big proponent of that, and we really do have him to thank for getting that title to where it was, to where it is, because years prior, it was not at this strength.
No, yeah,
that's fact.
last thing I do want to talk about with Braun Breaker in this whole segment, or really just Braun Breaker. I know whenever we hear the word Goldberg, we don't want to see him on our TV, but I will say I did see something he was looking for a retirement match. I'm not gonna lie, that would do wonders for Braun Breaker.
Good, Phil.
Nope.
I know.
I need
I know, Phil. I know.
Give
I
me
know.
a squash.
Nope. Get him off my
Give me a
TV.
squash.
Look,
Give me a squash.
ever since you killed WCW, I can kind of see where Bill is coming from, but I do not want to talk about it when it comes down to Braun Breaker. Nope.
Hey man, I'm sure he would love to do the job for Braun Breaker, his son's friend.
No, but see the thing.
His friend's son.
The
I'm
thing
sorry.
is though, you don't know that because we all thought he could have done the job for the Fiend, and he squashed him in Saudi Arabia, and he got buried there. So
we think that, but that was under a different regime.
It's Bill. I don't trust Bill, and I don't trust anybody else when it comes down to Bill and his booking and creative. Even if it is Triple H.
I'm with Phil. Fuck Goldberg.
Fuck Bill Goldberg.
Hey, I'm just saying that would do wonders for Braun. That would do wonders.
On the
It doesn't need. We don't need it, but it would do wonders for Braun.
There's a lot of other things that Braun can do at SummerSlam than to do something with Bill. Fuck you, Bill. I stand on that hate. I don't care.
Stand 10 toes, Phil. That's what I'm talking about.
Old heads come at me. I don't care.
After that, man, was that the main event?
No,
the main event was the triple threat.
Triple threat with Jay.
No, say after that was the main event, right?
Yeah.
And then it was okay. So we already talked about the really, really good main event, but after that, man, Uso was just doing his wave thing in the crowd, and you heard the lights shut off section by section until they were all off, and then we saw the door.
See Jay walking nonchalantly.
Yeah, he just walks off. Just walks off. He wanted no part of this. Nikki Cross
I'm dipping too.
ends up crawling out, points to the back, and we see just this.
She was creepy. That door and her crawl. Oh my god, so good.
Like you was saying, there was a real quick. I do that. Not a spot. Goldberg don't got it no more. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying they would do. You get me, EJ. But points there. But like the WYATT Sicks did say, there was a massacre backstage. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like Uncle Howdy had a Glock on him or something. You see blood everywhere. You see Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, Joe Gacy, and then we see a bloodied up Chad Gable. They got him. I don't know what happened. And then we see Uncle Howdy and that.
Head, bro.
Yeah.
Shot in the head, bro. Just say like it is. He got you killed.
We see Uncle Howdy, man, and then one by one they all come out, say we're here, and then they end the show. What did y'all think of this debut, man?
This is one of the most cinematically like immersive things I've ever seen. Like this is something straight out of a movie, man. Just the back room, and you know what's so crazy is about 40 minutes before Drew was going towards the back room because he had just quit. Back room was looking, Gorilla was looking fine, nice and
cleaner than ever.
Cleaner than ever. And then at the end of the show, it's like you got lights hanging down, you got the WWE logo flickering, you have bodies laying all over, and it's like, what the hell happened here? And it's something you see straight out of a movie, man. It was just a complete massacre. It looked like you said, Uncle Howdy just came in there with a Glock and just not forget the Glock. Dude was coming in there with an M60 LMG and just started firing rounds left and right. Kind of like MW3 terrorist mission. Dude came in there like a terrorist and just started spraying on everybody. RIP to all of those who died in the in gorilla position. RIP Chad Gable. RIP and kayfabe. Even though somehow, some way, I think they're saying you're resurrected for tomorrow, but RIP. And yeah, man, this was such a great segment. What a way to introduce them. Now it's like you introduce them. It's like, how do you keep the momentum? Because none of these people are truly gifted in the ring. Joe Gacy is actually pretty good, and Bo Dallas can be good. It's just if they use him correctly. Everybody else is kind of shaky to me.
I think as long as they're just like brawlers, I think they can get away with it with the storytelling. Somewhat brawlers.
They got to stop the supernatural shit.
Yeah, just don't do. Yeah, stay away from that.
Well,
It's not supernatural in any way, though. To me, that's why
what they did was not supernatural.
Oh,
Supernatural. They just fucking threw hands on everybody.
Yeah,
and I loved it.
They need to stop doing supernatural shit, but this was not supernatural at all. When it comes down to just the presentation of it all, I thought it was immaculate. Truthfully, they did incredible job on the presentation, and the production was top notch, especially with it just being that one full on. And we've been seeing this before on WWE programming, where it's just this one continuous shot all the way through. Great stuff. I want to continue to see that. Excuse me.
I was about to say, Russell's about you hating on Nikki Cross a little bit. Just saying.
I didn't say it.
A little bit.
That wasn't me.
Oh, who said it?
It was.
Axe. You're hating a little bit. You're hating a little bit. Just a little bit.
But you know, when it comes down to just everybody in this group, I want to say this because I feel like everybody's kind of like, not everybody, but some of the people that I've talked to outside of like our space or whatever are kind of be like, really, these people for just a Bray Wyatt tribute faction or whatever, these people were chosen for a reason. It wasn't just because, you know, let's just put Dexter Lumis in there just because. No, everybody in this group has either been touched by Bray Wyatt in some way,
or been abandoned by their previous group.
Yes, and they're just, you know, allowing, you know, everybody to just pay tribute. Joe Gacy is great in the ring. I truly do believe that. I think with him being a part of all of this could be really cool for him. Rowan, obviously the connection there with Bray. Yeah. That's an obvious one. Nikki, she's good. We just haven't really seen completely so much when it comes down to that. The last time we saw her,
a superhero.
Yes.
She was almost a superhero.
She was very good when she was Insanity. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Very good.
Very good.
And Dexter Lumis,
creepy.
He's just a cool character.
He's just a cool character. He creeps you out, and that's what he's really there for. And Bo Dallas, I think Bo Dallas is probably one of the most he was really underutilized at the time. Before the whole,
he was a jobber, but he was doing his character well because he made you he made you be annoyed.
Believe,
bro. I was looking at clips. I'm not gonna lie, he cooked with that. He cooked with that gimmick, and then that stupid ass smile.
The stuff was great. He made it work with the B team, but the B team was never for him.
Axe, do it again. Do it again. I love it.
Bo Dallas is gonna do great with this. Everybody's gonna do great with this. I really do believe that. Now people are saying, all right, well, who's gonna be the sixth? I don't think there's gonna be a sixth. I think the sixth the sixth is ultimately, to me, in my eyes, Bray Wyatt.
The spirit of Bray
Wyatt. That's how they're all that's who they're all doing this for. That's who they're all following. And his spirit is just being represented by that lantern that Bo is carrying.
I love that.
That's to me. And that's how I interpret it. There could be a six.
I agree with that.
And I think they kind of confirmed it on their merch. It said "Let us in," but the S was a 5. So I don't know. I think they kind of confirmed it there.
Like they don't have to have a sixth person in there, but if they wanted to, they can.
Alexa,
I just don't want it to be Alexa Bliss.
Alexa would be the obvious choice, I think, for a lot of people.
Yes, but I
don't want it to be her. I wanted to go back to her goddess gimmick. I think she can definitely offer a lot with that gimmick.
Because I wasn't watching when she was that gimmick, and I want her to go back to that gimmick because the clips that I've seen,
some good stuff.
This Alexa Bliss
was some good stuff.
Hooping. She was hooping, so I would love to see that gimmick come back.
This is gonna be some good TV, man. My guess with the whole Pat McAfee stuff is we know Pat McAfee doesn't commentate year round, and he's been here since January. My guess is that Pat McAfee is gonna get written off TV for a long while this Monday.
He could be replaced for Monday's Raw.
He's gonna the WYATT Sicks are gonna go and beat the crap out of him, and I think that's gonna write him off TV for a very long time because he's probably gonna have a month or two off. He did just have a kid, and then he has College Game Day starting in August.
Yep.
Or September, one of those.
September.
And the NFL too, he has stuff. He has his show he does every week. They're about to write him off TV, bro. That's my guess.
But I like how they did it because they'll just keep
all
kayfabe, and I love it. They're consistent with it.
as long as WWE just allows them to seek out their vision and allow them to do it in a way that is obviously respectable to Bray and what his vision was going to be with all of this, then they can make it work.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay away from Supernatural.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They gotta stay away from that.
Hey man, but any things to say on anything else to say on this? Go ahead.
Great debut for all of them. Like I said, they just gotta cut the Supernatural stuff, and what they did this past week, where they completely just murdered everybody. I think that's the way to go. They just become these vile, sadistic, group of people that just are absolutely out to haunt people, and they're out to put everybody on notice, and they're gonna hurt them.
I'll be the first to say that their debut, it beat CM Punk's return, so they got it.
Interesting.
You're lucky somebody from Scotland is in here right now.
And one final thing to say before all of this. They obviously have a purpose. They obviously have a goal that they want to achieve. We just got to figure out what that is, and come Monday, for when it comes down to Monday Night Raw, we can't go back to normal. We can't. We can't just run things business as usual. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. No. You saw what happened last week. We got to honestly either start off with something huge when it comes down to this faction, or have it be a threat throughout the rest of the weeks for the show to ultimately get to like their first feud or robbery or whatever they want to do with it, because ultimately somebody's going to have to face these guys.
Like Delwyn says, shout out to everybody in the process. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, facts. I'll say this. I think they open up Raw, start Raw with a power outage. Boom, bam, dark, nothing.
You can't
Or Loki have a good chunk of the roster be like, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not going in there, bro.
Did you see Jay in that have him going crazy backstage? Like, did y'all figure it out? Like, what's going on?
Did you see Jay in that exclusive? He's like, did you see the girl?
Oh no, Phil.
Nah, you gotta get away. You can have him back. But the thing is, though, Jey Uso getting the Fireflies, that wasn't his fault. That was just France.
Yeah, that was natural. It was natural. Yeah.
That was just
it's funny though. They
the
WWE encourages it. Before Jey Uso's entrance at the show, the announcer got on the mic, was like, "We need your help. Make sure you have those Fireflies out for Jey Uso's entrance." And apparently, they've been doing that for a few weeks or something,
really?
or since France. Yeah.
Okay.
That was very interesting.
Okay, so if that was the case, then obviously they planned that out. But yeah. But I think really that was just France being a great crowd, and they were just really thinking. Fantastic.
I think France started, and then they loved it. So they loved the visual so much, and then they tell every Raw to do it now.
And then every Raw to do it. I mean, it makes sense, but that was a great way to get it.
Amen. Last question pertaining to Raw: was this better than March 25th Raw? Was this the Raw of the year?
It's a contender.
Ooh,
I don't know.
It's a contender for Raw of the year for sure.
I think they're both great for so many reasons, but I don't know. I'm still a little bit towards that Chicago Raw, but I'm not gonna lie, it's like right there.
Wait,
I think
March.
That's the Raw where Cody was bleeding the first time we saw blood.
Oh.
That same Raw had the Ricochet versus JD, and then
Ricochet versus
the
JD,
Drew Punkins Rollins promo.
Okay, so it was the Bus in the Rain.
Oh,
that was oh wow.
The Rock came out of nowhere. That's a good. Hey man,
okay,
I'll say this. I guess it's because it's 2 weeks away from Mania.
Yeah, you have that going for it.
It's the hottest time of the year.
Yeah.
So it's like, and Chicago crowd they're legit.
I mean, those two are easily the top Raws of the year.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, I think it's right there with it. I don't think it's there yet though. But yeah. Well, let's move on to NXT, man. I'll just start it right away. Joe Hendry made his NXT debut. He got a crazy pop. Joe Hendry comes out saying, he comes out. He says he's in NXT. He's gonna make sure everybody chants "We Believe," and he's taking the NXT title to TNA. Fortunately, that didn't happen. He got eliminated in like a minute. I think they were just trying to fill out what his reaction would be. And bro, he has the most viewed tweet on the WWE Twitter page. It was at first it was since Mania season, and then he surpassed it, and now he has the most viewed of 2024.
Great.
He's a star, man. He's a superstar.
Doesn't he also have one of the YouTube records?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, dude's a superstar, man. The WWE, I'm not gonna lie, I think they're gonna sign him whenever his contract's up.
The Twitter video with him and Sean is at 1.8 mil. I got X open up right now.
He's a big star, man. He's I think the WWE is gonna try to sign him and Jordan Grace, and those are gonna be their top 2 targets out of NXT. And yeah, he didn't obviously not the greatest showing because he got eliminated quickly, but I think in the time that he was given, he put himself out there as a pretty big character in the NXT landscape. So he's just a big superstar, and you can tell just by the pop, bro. Like when you heard that pop, it was like John Cena was coming out or something.
I knew he was gonna get a pop, but how loud it was actually surprised me. I
love the way they produce his entrance, because I've seen his entrance on TNA, and don't get me wrong, his entrance on TNA is cool, but I like the way they had the light, and then as soon as the final I believe he just turns and he fucking has that dumbass smile on his face.
Zooms in.
Yeah, it's funny, bro.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? Because you're right. I think it was better on WWE, but I was like, damn. This is exactly what TNA wants to do if they had a couple extra dollars. That's probably exactly what they want to do.
The only thing I didn't like about his entrance is he didn't get to do the thing where he like waves the hands with the crowd. I think that would have looked great.
Yeah, they should have done the waving.
Yeah.
Hey, but I think he was back. I think he was. But I think he wanted to establish himself first.
He's gonna be back. He's gonna be back. Like, this is obvious at this point. I did not like the way that they just completely eliminated him right off the bat like that, but obviously with that
it was Frankie.
So quick.
They did continue a storyline with Frankie Kazarian. He shouldn't have beat. No, I'm not even getting to it because Frankie Kazarian's pissing me off, but it did make sense. It did make sense. It just shouldn't have been that quick.
The king of TNA is pissing you off? What?
Fuck Frankie Kazarian.
With that elimination being so quick, obviously, and that interaction with him and Sean, he's coming back. And there's going to be a lot in store for Joe Hendry in NXT. I think you're right when it comes down to Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace being the 2 that they're going to try to poach from TNA. Jordan Grace is going to be in WWE, but Joe Hendry,
don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Joe Hendry's on NXT Heat Wave next month.
Hope so.
I'd love it.
Don't be surprised.
Hey man, but
I'm just thinking about
anything else. Yeah, anything. Keep going.
No one on the roster. TNA's gonna have no one on their roster when WWE's done with them. Just saying.
Wave your hands from side to side.
I keep hearing the possibility of WWE trying to buy out TNA. I don't want that to happen. But
I don't think that's happening. I just think WWE found a clever way of poaching people from a company.
If they could work out a deal where like WWE helps like kind of fund them, I mean, I don't know if they really need the help because they fucking money laundering at this point.
Oh my god!
Look, I'm not gonna lie, Tommy. That's my theory. There's no way that they've been running this long.
This is a good question for not only the chat but for you 3 because I kind of am trying to get a feel for this. How do you guys feel the percentage wise of how this partnership is working out? WWE in favor and TNA in favor. How do you think that percentage is weighing right now?
It feels like 70, 30, 75, 25.
I think it's like 90-10. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I was being generous. I'm not gonna lie. They can give. I like Tatum Paxley. No Tatum Paxley disrespect, but they can give him a little bit more than Tatum Paxley.
Yeah, they can. Look, hey, they got to start shipping over guys like Wesley over there.
Mm-hmm.
They got to start shipping over some. Yeah. They got to start shipping over some guys. I would love to see somebody like
TNA gave them their Knockouts champion and arguably their biggest star that they have right now.
Yeah. Our biggest babyface, easily our biggest babyface. I'll say this: I think if WWE gives.
I mean, I'm agreeing with all you guys.
The relationship will look a little bit better.
I would love to see a guy like I would love to see Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, head over to TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, come on home, guys.
Oh, also we got news earlier in the week that AJ is going to go wrestle. AJ Styles is going to go wrestle in Pro Wrestling Noah Yeah. I see him also stopping by TNA soon.
Yes.
Bro, if he comes back to TNA, I'm gonna cry that day.
Are we on the AJ Styles retirement tour officially? Seeing him doing these dream matches.
If we are, I'm gonna cry.
I think if he does come back,
it's gonna be hard for him to do it so soon after that fake retirement. But I don't know.
Yeah. I think if we do see him pop up at TNA, I think we can officially say he is on his retirement tour.
Yeah.
Now,
but I hope they give AJ the.
Was that Tatum Paxley's NXT music that played at All Odds?
I don't know.
Did they just make up something for Tatum to come out to?
I have no idea. I
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know her entrance theme.
Because if AJ ever goes back to TNA, I need to hear "Get Ready to Fly" again. I'm sorry.
Get ready to
fly. I do.
Or that Lone Wolf song he had too.
Even if it is, or the Lone Wolf, if he's going to be continued as the heel. But man,
you think him coming back to TNA though? Like, would they portray him as a heel, or you think?
Nah, he have to become back as a face, bro.
Oh no, he's 100% babyface.
How are you gonna have AJ Styles booed, man? There's no way.
In TNA.
Not in TNA. Impossible.
That's why I said get ready to fly. But
give him one last title reign.
What do you
if AJ Styles comes back to TNA, he can beat Moose and be your champion one more time.
What do you guys think of his new theme? I'm starting to like his new theme song. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I hate the fucking "you don't want none," but the rest of it's fine.
Okay, the rest of it, I'm not gonna lie. The rest of it is pretty good. I can't lie.
I didn't hate it at Mania because I believe that's when it debuted.
Yes.
That song. Yes. But I was just coming back from getting food, and I didn't hear the "you don't want none" part. So I just heard the actual instrumental part. So I was like, okay, interesting. Let's go. And then I heard that "you don't want none" on the first weekly show that it happened on. And I was like, they did not do that.
Def Rebel, once again, count your days, because kind of tying it back into NXT. Javon Evans, his producer tag in the beginning is crazy. It says, "Your boy is bouncy," and then he plays a generic part. The theme's fine, but he says, "Your boy, bouncy."
I didn't hear "you don't want none" until the first weekly show that it popped up on, and I was like, they did not either just add that on, or maybe I just didn't hear it at Mania. I didn't hear it at Mania.
You know what's a funny one? All ego.
What is Lola Vices? What is Lola Vices? Is like Lola Vices.
I like Ethan Page's song. It's just that not every song needs the catchphrase of the wrestler in it.
Yeah. Doesn't need the tag. It does not need.
Just wait till Money in the Bank hits and Carmelo Hayes in the beginning is like him, and then his music hits.
No, please don't.
No, please, no.
Next, we're probably gonna hear Sheamus, fella.
Bro, Braun Breakers, but he's better be like him barking or some shit.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of Braun Breakers' theme song, I actually like it.
I don't think it's as bad as people say.
I actually like it.
I don't think it's as bad as people say. That one's not bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
I'm not gonna. To be real with you, Tommy. I didn't know they changed it. I thought it sounded similar to me.
No, I knew they changed it. I just like the NXT.
It says the sirens in the beginning, right?
Yeah, so it'll get you excited, and then they start playing his shit theme song.
That's not bad. It's not a bad.
Bro, his NXT theme song was 10 times better.
NXT theme song was 10 times
better. It's better, but this song is pretty good. I can't complain.
I can't do it.
But Javon Evans, your boy Bounce, he ended up winning the battle royal, but he ended up losing his title match at the end to all ego.
No, it wasn't for the title match.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay.
It was not for the title match. No.
But go ahead.
I thought it was for the title match. I really did think it was for the title match, but then obviously they still had the graphic up as Javon and Trick. And the thing is, when it comes down to Javon, you can't go wrong with that guy. You really can't. I mean, he's so young in his career, but you can't go wrong with somebody like him challenging for that NXT title. And if it does progress to that Fatal 4-Way, I'd be fine with it. Because I believe it's not Ty Dillinger anymore. Sean Spears. Sean Spears is facing Trick tomorrow on NXT. And not tomorrow on NXT. On Tuesday. And heck, we can possibly see Ethan and Trick again and that could be the way to get to the Fatal 4-Way. But that Fatal 4-Way shot where the title's in the middle of the ring and all of them are surrounding it, it just seems like that 4-Way's happening.
Yeah. Yup. That's going to be... Hey, I'm excited for that 4-Way. Just saying, it's going to be...
I feel like they should just go straight to that, to be honest.
It's going to be really good, man. I'm very excited about that 4-Way that they're going to do, if that's the way that they're going to go.
But as far as that Javon Evans match goes and him losing to Ethan Page, but him not getting the match that Javon won in the Battle Royal, I think that is a small little flaw in NXT this week. Only because any other time the announcers be like, "Oh, if this person loses or has a hiccup before the show, we could just have them in the title match." Like they've said that before on the announce team before in different matches, different scenarios. So I just felt like them not kind of sticking to that this time around. It's kind of strange, but that's my only complaint this whole week of wrestling, to be honest. So
I think it should have been for the shot, but it wasn't.
Yeah, but most times they don't ever really announce it as like for the shot. They just kind of apply it as like Michael Cole might say something like, "Oh, they better not lose here, or we're gonna see this other guy in the title match." It's just one of those things where I'm all about consistency, and they would just that's it. That's literally my only complaint though. Other than that, shout out to Javon.
Was there anything else y'all wanted to chat up about on NXT? Because the Joe Hendry show was so huge, I forgot what else happened.
The only other thing that I really...
you know what? Let's talk about this. Tommy, talk about the Nathan Frazier and Axiom storyline that you're loving.
That's my favorite storyline in wrestling.
Who's turning?
Oh, who's turning? Nathan Frazier's turning, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Nathan Frazier's going to be the one that turned, but the reason why I love this feud so much, or it's not a feud, they're tag team champs, but the reason I love their little storyline so much is it's just Axiom literally told him on Tuesday, "Bro, why are you challenging for the Heritage Cup? We're tag team champs. This isn't enough for you?" Nathan was like, "Bro, I can do both." And then literally, I think it was maybe a day or two after they had that conversation, on Twitter, it gets announced that Nathan Frazier's in the number 1 contenders match for the Speed Championship of all championships.
God damn it.
Championship. So just to add to that lovely little storyline they have, Nathan Frazier has a chance to win the Speed Championship, and I think they should pull the trigger.
Oh, but here's the thing. They're not going to show it on NXT TV.
Bro, this would be the perfect time to do it.
That would be great if they did to further that, but they're not going to because it's a Twitter exclusive.
Yeah, but hey, I just find it so funny that Axiom has to go through this, and I'm starting to feel a little bad for him. Like, this is crazy. You got to take care of Nathan.
Where has A-Kid ever gone, man? I haven't seen A-Kid in forever.
Have y'all seen A-Kid? Heard from A-Kid? Anything like that? No?
Reminds me a lot of that Axiom. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know, right? Crazy.
I'm an asshole. I get it.
The only other thing that I wanted to talk about was Wesley going after the NXT North American title again.
Bro, it's okay.
I get called up, please.
Wesley, man, chill, please, chill.
Yeah, chill, bro.
Oba's finna kill him.
Please.
If
I love you, Wesley. Chill.
Wins this title, he's the new West Hogan.
No.
I would never compare him to that, but the guy needs to stop going for championships in NXT and go after them on the main roster.
Well, how serious was that injury? Seemed pretty serious. So maybe
I thought he was gonna be out a little bit longer.
Yeah, it could be one of those things where like he's ready for the main roster, but
no, he needs to get a little feud with Trick first, and then he can go. Because they have unresolved issues.
Could you see a storyline where Wes is like, "Bro, I will never forget what y'all did to me when you was with Mello and them. Like, I'm coming after everything you love, including that title." So like, do you think that's a Wes heel turn then? Oh, there's no way they keep him babyface. I think it's time. I think it's time. EJ, you're right. I'm reaching. I'm trolling.
One other aspect of NXT that I want to touch on, and I've said this on multiple occasions now at this point, on at least on multiple weeks, because again, I don't get to watch NXT all that often because of my work schedule, but I keep seeing these JC James stuff.
She's good,
right?
She's good
with the masks, and I need somebody to actually explain to me when it comes down to this. First question, is JC Jane's nose actually broken?
It probably started out actually broken, but I doubt
think
it.
Probably
so.
not anymore.
Yeah.
Probably not
think-
anymore.
Yeah, no, probably not anymore.
Secondly,
I mean, maybe it's still broken, but it's not to the point where she needs the mask anymore. Part of her character now.
I thought the whole freaking point of Cody going to NXT, other than announcing the Battle Royal, was to give JC the mask so that she can replace that black mask with the clear one. to keep the face from being shown. She's putting the clear mask over the black mask, and it's really bugging me because at that point, you probably would have thought, oh yeah, we're going to make another clear mask in the form of JC's face so that way she can actually wear that one instead of the black one. Pause. But I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing.
I laugh. I pop a little every time she takes off her mask of her mask. I think it's the funniest thing ever, and I honestly think they're doing it kind of on purpose, just the.
That's gotta be an inside joke with the other wrestlers or something.
Just to annoy the people that kind of see that, yeah.
Yeah, and then again, just to continue to always emphasize the mask, like, hey, it's always gonna be in our mind. That mask is always gonna be in our mind. Like,
Cody,
yeah,
the protective mask so that she can take off the blackface mask. That's what I thought it was for, but obviously not.
I do hope that the longer this goes, I don't even really know what JC Jane is really doing in NXT per se. I guess I can't really put a finger on her storyline at the moment, but I would love to see more of those dashing qualities come about later on for JC Jane. They're gonna give her this mask. Don't just give her the mask and like just leave it at that. Let us give her a couple callbacks. I want to be mad at it.
And that next NXT Women's Championship match is Roxanne and Lola. We're thinking.
It looks like that's where it's going, and that should be a good one. And I like how they're really putting Roxanne in the match with these hard hitters. And again, I really do think it's for Julia.
They're just getting her ready, man.
It's for Julia.
And I'm really feeling what Lola's doing right now in NXT. Lola Vice has it all. She can really be a star in this division.
She can. And then after this, I think she's perfect for that mid-card scene in NXT. And that's like we can say that. Not to say have a mid-card title. I think Lola would be perfect after this for the mid-card. Like she's a workhorse mid-card title. Let's do it. It just makes sense to me.
I love it. That's all I got.
I don't have anything else on NXT.
All right. With that being said, man, solid NXT episode. Joe Hendry, we'll hope to see you again. But let's get to SmackDown, man. How did SmackDown open again? CM Punk, man. He came out, cut a promo. Promo was cool, but it's not. This started heating up whenever Paul Heyman came out and interrupted him and asked him to please leave because any second that Solo and the Tama Tonga and Tangaloa were going to come out. They did. Paul asked what the favor was, and CM Punk asked Paul Heyman what the favor was, and Paul said for him to leave with him, or for Punk to take Paul with him.
Yeah.
Bro, Paul Heyman. Me and my brother were watching this at this point, and I'd like looked at my brother, like, how has Paul Heyman never had like a lead role in like some mafia movie? This man,
for real.
This man is just cooking every day with every episode with his reactions.
Every face. So good.
Cody ends up saving Punk, and the match is made for the main event: Cody versus Solo. And yeah, what did y'all think of this?
Okay, so this was a pretty good first segment to start the show. Obviously it's in Chicago. Got to get the crowd riled up. You know, this is a pretty good segment. One of the key things to come out of the segment was obviously Paul Heyman telling CM Punk like to take him with him. Obviously signaling that Paul Heyman is kind of had it with this new bloodline. And then obviously two of like the biggest baby faces standing up against the bloodline and Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Very good thing to see. They're trying to make this new bloodline seem like a menacing group. They're trying to kind of make them like the OG bloodline where they can compete in these main event feuds and be like the top dominant faction, not just on SmackDown, but in potentially all of WWE, which I kind of appreciate that they are doing that, but unfortunately due to Solo being a wannabe The Weeknd, and
what are those gloves, bro? What are those gloves?
I don't know if I can take Solo too seriously, just because I don't know, just the way he looks is kind of off to me. Although his mic work has been pretty good, and obviously his in-ring work is pretty good. I can't take him serious as a tribal chief. So sorry, Solo. Try to find something else to do.
Don't apologize.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, man. We'll talk about this. Something else happened.
We'll talk about that guy. Yeah.
But I love Paul Heyman and CM Punk's dynamic every time they're on screen together. I think that's one of CM Punk's greatest times in his career is when he was with Paul Heyman. So when I got that little cameo, I popped obviously. But again, like Axel was hitting on, the biggest thing from this was Paul Heyman saying, "Yo, take me with you." Like I'm terrified right now, bro. I am terrified.
I will say, because it kind of goes, he did say it later in the show before the main event, but Paul did say that Roman had promised that Punk was off limits because of how much he mean to Paul Heyman. I thought that was a very interesting aspect of the story.
That was also a great touch. The details, the little details, man, that's big, but that was another great touch. But I mean, Paul Heyman, he's a GOAT for a reason. He doesn't miss. You can make him scared. You can make him cocky. It doesn't matter. Paul is never going to miss. Phil, how about you, man?
I loved it. I loved the Paul Heyman and CM Punk reunion. I thought that was great. Obviously, two of the biggest baby faces on that, on Raw and SmackDown, technically, with Punk being a Raw superstar, going at it with the Bloodline was cool. When they made that match official for SmackDown, when it comes down to Solo and Cody, I knew something was up, because at that point I was like, they're not going to have a full-length match with this. They can't. In that match, regardless of how everybody does feel about Solo, and I feel the exact same way, that match did not just feel like a random Friday Night SmackDown match to me. It didn't. Yeah. So I knew something was going to go on there. I just freaking called out the wrong goose. But we'll get there. This was just great, and I'm very interested to see the whole aspect of Paul Heyman and Solo next, because Solo's not happy with Paul ever since he said what he said. He's like, "Take me with you." So that's going to be a very interesting aspect to the story moving forward. I love it.
One thing I will say before we do move on, whatever. Solo Sikoa's got to be the most traumatizing person for me. The dude's in every single main event on SmackDown. Like, dude, every SmackDown I'm already knowing, Solo Sikoa is gonna be in it. Like, dude, like, just traumatizing. And it's like, and his character is not helping, because he's, like I said, he's a wannabe The Weeknd. Like, just not helping, man. Like, what happened to the Street Champion? You know, what happened to that guy? The guy who was just ruthless on the mic and just an enjoyable character.
I will say, it's not great, but he's improving a little bit.
He's not my tribal chief.
He needs more. He needs way more though.
I will say this: not last night, Friday. He definitely, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I just saw this on my phone. They're still doing it. They just swipe for lift. Anyways.
The hell?
That just threw me so off. My fault, y'all.
Damn it.
Shit.
Very good.
Solo. Yes, I'll just to say something good about Solo in this situation. I forgot how good and smooth he is on the mic. I will say that's something that he's been in NXT even. I just forgot because they didn't make him talk for a long time, and then when they did, it was like short.
Yeah, maybe that's a pro of all this, that he's getting mic time.
Yeah, it's good because again, like I said, I forgot he can talk, so it's nice that he's getting mic time. But I did say
his facial expressions in the main event were really good too. The way
I can tell he's definitely listening to Roman behind the scenes. Yes. I can definitely tell. I can tell.
Maybe it's just the outfit. I don't know. You need a better wardrobe, brother.
He's got to get something out of it, you
The
know. And
gloves.
better mic skills when it comes down
Like,
to being on the mic.
interesting choice for the red shirt, the red velvet shirt. I mean, that's your own problem. You got to know that. But the gloves, man, please. It's not even the fact that it's gloves. It's the gloves with like the holes in them.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Yeah, it looks crazy. It looks crazy, bro.
It's the holes for your knuckles, man. Like, why? Why do you
I
guys?
think the only thing that would make it worse is if they were like fingerless or some shit.
Why you gotta show us your knuckles?
Bro, if he ever pulled him and Veen with his gloves, it's over, Solo.
It's over.
Count your
Do y'all
days.
remember the hamburger helper glove?
God.
Yo, I don't know. Yo, do you guys think Solo has aura?
It's-
good.
I'm not gonna lie, he's
No.
gaining it. He's gaining a little bit every now and then, but that outfit fucking
him
takes it
no.
away every time.
No. Nope.
Oh man.
He needs a new theme too. I used to like his theme, but I don't know. It just doesn't match him now.
At first when he came out in the suit and the glove and
Taking
the
it
velvet
off.
shirt, I thought they were gonna like kind of go all in on like us kind of like making fun of him, but they're still trying to keep him like super serious, and that's what I think is like.
I mean,
that's my
Loki. What if that's what they want us to kind of like, bro? You know, my tribal chief.
Maybe that's what they
Because if you
want.
notice, it's the people around him that are fucking dangerous. Solo's not really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Yo, they're like actual animals because whenever I see them beating up somebody, they always push each other.
It's pushing each other.
is that how we're gonna do Donnie in
Yo,
in
they're
Cleveland?
Oh
savages.
yeah.
They're savages, bro. Like they're literally pushing each other.
Bro, Axel's gonna attack Donnie. I'm gonna push Axel off, and then
Yeah.
Tommy's gonna push me off. Oh, fucking shit
I'm
out
gonna
of
have to push Tommy off. Darian off. I'm gonna have to push.
Was the song he has now? His song that he has now was not in NXT. His song in NXT. Solas.
No. Oh no.
It
no.
wasn't. Yeah, that's right.
No.
I can't even
I had to
remember.
think about that.
Not his song. In
No, I had to think about that.
Oh,
big guy.
Loki. Maybe his theme would work if they didn't have those words in it. I don't know.
Just an instrumental,
I
maybe.
like
Just an
the
instrumental.
He's the guy that needs.
Yeah, I like the beat to it, but the words are like, bro, shut up.
I'm not gonna like. I like the walking out and then the
Not
green
rapping.
spotlight.
Yeah,
The presentation is spot on.
Sick.
I'll say that.
Sick.
The music, not hitting for me. But we can
Loki,
get
bro.
on
If they gave Solo Tama Tonga's theme, that would work, bro.
dude, Tama Tonga's theme
Amatonga's theme goes.
That was
is pretty
crazy.
damn good.
And
I can't
bro, I'm not gonna lie, Tama Tonga's thing is. I mean, Tama Tonga's entrance is funny, but I love it. It's
Yeah.
like serious at the same time.
I'd love to see the theme music of a certain person who debuted on this night, but we'll talk about him later.
Oh my god. What a
Hey man, but you know, Axel, I'm gonna have you take the lead on SmackDown because I don't really remember the order, and you're better at that.
All right,
Put it right here.
so we're gonna have Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green versus Michin. This was up next. This was a very good match. Hey, Chelsea Green, make Canada proud.
bro.
She won this match. When she won, so Bianca Belair had a KOD on Michin, and Chelsea Green threw Bianca Belair out the ring. Went for the pin, went for the cover. 1, 2, 3. The crowd absolutely
Pop.
like when she won. She needs to go ahead. Like, look, as many people do say that Tiffany Stratton should win, I believe it's Chelsea Green, bro. Like, this could really be. Look, I want them to treat her kind of like Reclusa, where she's good in the ring. For those of you who don't know who Reclusa is, that was her character in Lucha Underground. Some of her matches in Lucha Underground were bangers. Like, she is very damn good in the ring. Obviously, I've seen her interviews before, and she has actually this interview up on the Chris Van Vliet podcast where she says she values more her character work than she does her in-ring work, but she does acknowledge that her in-ring work is pretty good. But I will say she is probably one of the women in the WWE and potentially in all of wrestling whose in-ring work is absolutely amazing. Like, she could land a role potentially in Hollywood with the acting that she does, because she's very
bro. Diving into that character work, she acknowledged that people were cheering her, but she did say recently if she wins Money in the Bank and wins the title, she's gonna petition to change it to the Divas Championship, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah.
especially for her character. I mean, it's obviously not going to happen, but
Yeah.
imagine if she walked around with a Divas title and the Women's title. But nah, man, Chelsea Green, that's my favorite to win the Money in the Bank now. Axel said it, like, I think on the first episode where he was on BTBC for the first time, that he thinks this is Triple H's best hire. I couldn't agree more, man. I think they're finally getting the wheels moving on a serious run for her.
It's between her and Nia Jax. It's got to be between them two. It's kind of like toss it and turn in between the two, but I think it's Chelsea Green, man. Like I'm not taking anything away from Nia Jax, but this right here, this win right here told me everything that I needed to know. That the crowd has been behind her, even though she hasn't really been such a significant part because she's been kind of taking L after L after L.
But she's on her own been doing great character work, which is
exactly like I think. Look, the reason why what separates her from Nia Jax is she's doing more with less.
Yes.
And the crowd is still like they're eating out of the palm of her hands because she is so good at what. Could you imagine if she had more screen time, the amount of like what she could actually do? And it's literally just a character because we haven't seen much of her in-ring work because that's what her character is. She's gonna take these wins. Oh, she's gonna take these wins by any means necessary. So if it means not putting in the work and doing all these fancy moves in the ring, that's fine. And guess what? It's helping because the crowd loves it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's the best. She's the best rehire of the Triple H era.
I'm not gonna lie, Rod. That might have been your best take of so far on your whole streaming career because she has became, in my opinion as well, the best Triple H rehire. Like, at first I was iffy. I was iffy about her and Nia Jax when they both came back. But hey, proved me wrong. They're both doing great work. But exactly how she won this triple threat match is exactly how I think she's gonna win Money in the Bank. It's gonna be a situation where it's like she's just in the right spot at the right time, you know? Yeah. And I just like you two, I think she's my favorite at the moment to win Money in the Bank as well.
Dude, Canada is gonna explode if she's to win that Money in the Bank. They are going to go crazy because she's from Canada, so they're gonna go crazy.
If she does win it, they have to have like a creative way for her to win it.
Yes, yeah. When it comes down to the Money in the Bank winners, it's going to be. Well, Tiffany hasn't officially qualified yet, but to me, the two heavy favorites are Tiffany and Chelsea. I think that's pretty well known. And I don't know if we're going to be talking about the qualifying matches that are going to be happening next week on SmackDown because they have been pretty much announced. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. I'm fine with Chelsea Green winning this matchup here. I want to say this. And people thought that I was mad that Chelsea Green won in my SmackDown watch-along. I was never mad that Chelsea Green won this matchup here. I just thought that if we were going to see... I'll just talk about it now. Jade Cargill's in a match next week. In a qualifying match. And I believe it's against Tiffany, which is a bad idea. And I believe it's Candice in that matchup.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, I mean, if I were WWE, I would have trusted Bianca Belair more in that Money in the Bank ladder match than Jade Cargill. Because if Jade Cargill wins that triple threat, she's only been in WWE for 6 months, guys. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that, with everything that's happening right now with Jade Cargill, it's a bad idea or anything like that. But Jade Cargill in a ladder match 6 months into her career in WWE, that's kind of shaky for me right now.
That's fair.
So I would have had Bianca in the ladder match rather than Jade.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
Does win that.
We've been talking about this Jade and Bianca feud going down at some point. If Jade gets in there, I can see Bianca turning heel on Jade.
Yes, and that's what I want.
The title. Yeah, cost her the Money in the Bank.
The match to me should happen at SummerSlam. I'm sorry, guys. I at WrestleMania it would be great, right? But you would need to have somebody get injured, return at the Rumble, and then you can carry it on to Mania if that were to be the case. But right now, you took the titles off of them for a reason. Get the match for SummerSlam, and I think that would be a fair matchup.
Yeah, them taking the titles off of him this early tells me they're doing it at SummerSlam.
Yes. So, and then Chelsea Green. If Chelsea Green won a last chance battle royal by some, whatever, I think that would have been cool for her character too. The last
That would be funny, yeah.
and the Money in the Bank, and then she wins it.
Yeah.
That would have been cool to see. But ultimately, I'm glad that Chelsea's in the match. I hope there's some sort of last chance battle royal or something to get something happening with that. But I would have trusted more Bianca than Jade if Jade wins next week.
Yeah. What's next, Rob?
Okay, next up was Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga. I had said this last week in the Discord that I wanted Carmelo Hayes to win this match, and it came true, man. He got a jobber entrance, by the way. I just want to point that out.
I was scared, bro. I was scared.
All jobber entrances won this week.
I was scared. I was scared as hell. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm getting the jobber entrance. I'm like, oof, this can't be good. I got a feeling it happened because obviously I think the first segment kind of overtook everything that was going on. And then, but yeah, this match was great. And just want to point this out. Carmelo Hayes, I think has only been on the main roster for about 6 months now, right? Or maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less.
No.
Maybe a little bit less, right? And he's already pinned Randy Orton. Just, by the way.
Well, the draft for SmackDown, that was his first match.
Yeah.
Carmelo.
Well, didn't he get called up beforehand?
Well, yeah, wasn't he in like a US?
He was in a US title match, but he's still technically in NXT because they just had to finish things up with Trick.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's just say 2 months now, and in 2 months, he's already pinned Randy Orton. Clearly, they got a lot of faith in him. I like his presentation. And he's gonna cook in this ladder match. He's the people are gonna get to really see what he's about if they don't know his NXT run. His NXT run last year is my favorite run. Those matches that he had with Ilya Dragunov, that NXT Great American Bash matches, that's a gem. That's a gem of a match.
A Russell spot. Guess what?
Yes, sir. Because we were there.
We was there.
That is a gem of a match.
Okay.
This guy, he's a star in the making, and you got him on SmackDown, and then obviously Braun Breaker on Raw. Those two are absolutely shining star type of talents, and I'm glad he won, and he's on his way to Money in the Bank.
Here's what I'll say. Carmelo is he's a star in the making. He's gonna be. It's weird because I see them like. At first, I saw a lot of they were trying to get him in that I don't want to say Cena role because Cena's the greatest of all time, but the way he debuted it on NXT going against Adam Cole, and I can't remember the exact quote he said, but it was only a few words. Literally, it was the same shit. So that's that from that day on, I was like, oh no, they love this guy. They see something in this guy. And it's cool to finally see it all kind of come off full circle because like Rod said, he has a pin over Randy freaking Orton. But this Money in the Bank match, I'll say every year we love the winner, we gloat the winner and everything, but there's always an MVP in matches like this. And I think Carmelo Hayes, because I don't think he's gonna win it per se, but this is his star-making performance right here.
Yeah,
that's what I think is gonna happen.
This triple threat match was a booking nightmare for me because I had no idea what the heck was going
on. I was stressed. I was stressing.
I had no idea what was about to happen because Tama Tonga, he really could not take a loss right now when it comes to
all
stuff. He can't. Randy Orton, pinning Randy Orton is huge for Carmelo, but I just did not see Randy getting pinned. That was just so strange to me. And then Carmelo Hayes getting a jobber entrance, that terrified me. But when it comes down to the two people that are in Money in the Bank right now, and Jey Uso and Carmelo Hayes, people already thought that they were in Money in the Bank when they had their promos saying, I'm in Money in the Bank. So the people that said, I'm in Money in the Bank are now in Money in the Bank with qualifying matches. So there you go. But, Carmelo Hayes being in the Money in the Bank ladder match makes sense. It really does. They have a lot of stock in him. He's been getting cooked on the mic by LA Knight lately, but that was just
who doesn't though?
That was just something to do for a little while until Logan Paul got back on TV, I guess. But look, Carmelo Hayes is going to shine in this ladder match. He's been doing some okay stuff on the main roster right now. I'm not losing any faith in him. I just want to see him get a little bit more up there to really get his momentum going. Because
I'm gonna be honest,
ever since
first
that
month,
stuff, it hurt him.
The first month was with
rough.
Randy. The first month was very good. The Cody match, and then he had the match with Randy. He was slowly starting to really. They were ramping him up pretty quickly. I thought that stuff was very good, and then obviously the LA Knight stuff kind of.
LA Knight stuff hurt him for me, and I was like, guys, what are we even doing here? And then he actually he beat Baron Corbin, and I was like, okay, Baron Corbin. I'm not saying anything bad about Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, okay, Baron Corbin right now, we got to figure something out with him more. And then he just kept getting cooked on the mic by LA, and I was like, dude, you even forgot his name. You like, what's happening here? So hopefully they have something for Carmelo.
No. I'm glad that you brought that up, Phil. I'm glad that you said that, because whenever it's time, and this is probably going to be months down the line, but Carmelo Hayes' United States title run is going to be insane. And guess who's going to beat for it? LA Knight, because of the abuse that he went through on the mic.
That's fine, and I'd be fine with that. We just got to get him there to that point.
Exactly. Yep.
I think him winning this qualifier and then going to Money in the Bank is going to help him a lot. People are going to see what he's really about on that national stage at Money in the Bank.
I want to preface this. I'm a fan of Carmelo Hayes. I'm a fan of him. I think we all. I'm pretty much knowing that we all are. It's just after that whole thing with LA Knight, it hurt him for me, and I just really want WWE to treat him right.
To be honest, I have so much faith in Carmelo Hayes and what he's going to be in the future that it's more so about how long is it going to take Melo to get, like, because he's a heel right now, but when I say over, I mean over as a heel, as over to get him to that point. I think that's what it is. I think LA Knight is going to hold the title just as long as it takes for Melo to get to that point. And whenever that is, that's the move.
Who has a higher ceiling right now, Trick or Melo?
Sheesh. That's tough.
Too early to tell.
Come
on.
on.
I'm not gonna lie.
We'll get a better idea whenever whenever Trick gets in the main roster.
First instinct.
Well, when they were both on NXT, though, I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
I'm gonna say Melo, just because I think he's pretty decent on the mic, but his in-ring work is just he's uberly talented in the ring, and he has aura, believe it or not. I think his entrance, you know, when he was in NXT, the hanging up people's name on jerseys, like I think the presentation's down for him, and they got this whole spotlight down on him, and I think his presentation is just great. Imagine
them dropping down their Orton jersey. That'll do it for me. That'll do it for me.
That would be crazy.
I think once he like what Tommy was saying, if he's to beat LA Knight for the US title, I think we're gonna start to see the jersey start to fall down, and LA Knight is gonna be probably the first one on there.
Hey man,
I get what you're saying, Russell Spot, when it comes down to, it's too early to tell, but on the first instinct, what do you really think?
Let me say this. This was my hot take a couple months ago. Whenever they were feuding together, I had the idea that Trick had more upside. But I mean, if we're just going off what we're seeing right now, I'd probably go Melo, because Melo's obviously there already. That's my first instinct. But it might change whenever Trick gets up there. You don't know. We never know.
It really all depends when Trick gets up there, and I feel like Trick can get up there pretty soon. But it's just a matter of, if they really believe that he's ready or not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm hating, but I really feel like we still have a little bit of work to do as far as the in-ring goes for Trick.
Fair point.
That's fair.
Green. I think he's doing really good though with what he has though.
Yeah.
But then again, he is in there with like really good wrestlers though too. So
that knee strike, his knee finish or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but I do
how
he's trying to make it out of
The
nowhere.
trick shot.
Yeah.
Trick shot. There you go.
Trick shot.
Yeah, I like how it's a kind of out of nowhere kind of thing they're trying to make it. I like that. So.
And I just looked him up. He's 30 years old right now. I mean,
Very young.
he's got time, but you kind of want to get
How old
him.
is Melo?
30.
Probably Mel's probably like 26, 27. I know Mel's definitely younger.
Yeah, he's down there with Darren Garcia.
Carmelo Hayes is 29.
Oh,
Damn, he's only a year.
Wow.
So he's a year younger.
Yeah, so they both got their.
Right there.
That's gonna be a friendly competition, man.
So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And also, I know this probably comes after Carmelo, like when it comes down to everything, but his height. That height is going to do something for him, but hopefully they don't really take that into consideration. Let's just.
I don't. We shouldn't be as worried about that now. But
I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying, that people have talked about it.
Hey man, what was the next big thing that happened on SmackDown?
So
Rod.
Before this,
Did we skip over the?
There was a segment that happened.
Yeah,
And
I forgot.
Logan Paul.
And so the segment that happened was actually, so they were filming a segment in the back between, I believe it was DIY and
Grayson Waller.
and Grayson Waller, and you just hear this banging on this garage door, and man, you just see a lifeless CM Punk with just blood just draining all over his face, and then you just see Drew McIntyre just standing over him. He picks up his lifeless body, drags his carcass all the way out to the arena, puts him on the floor. Drew McIntyre does his pose and then takes his bracelet and walks away. I mean,
crazy.
This was a crazy segment, especially because on Monday, Drew McIntyre had quit, and all of a sudden now he's out here on Friday Night SmackDown committing a murder on CM Punk, which for the week, I mean, that's 2 people dead.
So he's a quitter and a liar.
A quitter, a liar, and a murderer, because he murdered
yeah.
CM Punk on live
Tommy,
television.
man. I want to hear Tommy's thoughts.
Drew, you can't even stand 10 toes when you quit. You show up literally on the next show. You're such a he's so lame, bro. Drew McIntyre's a loser. But like, all I'm gonna say is, bro, this is. I mean, it's cool. You beat me up, but CM Punk's gonna recover like he always does, and Drew McIntyre still is the champion. So at the end of the day, CM Punk's still up one, I think. So fuck all you Drew fans. And like I said on Twitter, if you're a Drew McIntyre fan, you're simply a bitch. I'm sorry.
Damn. Okay. I thought this segment was fantastic. Really. Look. First of all, I thought the banging on the garage door was the WYATT Sicks.
Me too.
That could have been something, but nah, it was just Drew McIntyre lying to all of us and saying that he quit even though he really didn't.
Fucking puss pop.
Don't even get me started. But ultimately, this is just leading to what we all know could possibly happen at SummerSlam and a possible trilogy between the two. Now, first of all, I have to say, shout out Jason Jordan. I saw you. Secondly, that shove to Nick Aldis. I don't know if I don't think that's going to lead to anything, but I mean, just imagine if that would never happen. I think that would be freaking hilarious. CM Punk was left a bloody mess. His Larry and April bracelet got taken by,
which is a low blow.
Yeah,
Drew, you're a douchebag.
Yeah, he was wearing a bracelet for April and Larry. The poor dog is already suffering enough. You took the guy's bracelet for the dog dad. Thanks, and
douchebag.
And now we're just gonna have to wait and see. He's going to be on Monday Night Raw, so again, lied. But yeah, this was great. This is really cool. Oh, and yes, the whole thing with the DIY are probably going to be your next tag team champions anyway. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, for sure.
So good stuff.
Anything else on the segment?
Fuck Drew McIntyre.
Good segment.
Great segment, man.
Hey, we'll say WWE general managers, y'all got to get y'all show in check, man.
Yeah. I'll over here hiring extra security for what?
Adam
shit.
Pearce has less going on for him right now than Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis at least has some sort of structure. Adam Pearce.
Yeah,
he got none.
I'll say this. Nick Aldis, CM Punk is never going back to your show. You let some hooligan that quit the company.
Hey, blame Aldis and also blame the Chicago security, man.
Like, what are we doing?
They didn't even protect one of their own.
I thought they added security just to get them killed again by the WYATT Sicks, but the WYATT Sicks weren't even here. Which
you're right. They added more security for security not to do their job. He literally quit on Monday, and he's back. What are we doing? Nick Aldis.
Karma continued to pop up.
I'm not gonna lie. Drew was looking menacing, freaking standing over CM Punk with that white beater.
Dude, basically the silhouette of Drew McIntyre's body over Punk on the ground when the garage door opened up. I was like, bro, that's so hard. That's such a
sick shot right there.
Hey man, this is hold on, let me pull it up. This was WWE security the other day.
Absolutely unacceptable, Nick Aldis. You should be ashamed of yourself and how you.
This was WWE security on Friday, man.
Yep. Good job, bro.
Nick Aldis will not ever going back to your show.
Oh man. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. The most surprising thing for me of the night: Grayson Waller versus Kevin Owens versus Andrade. This one, I had said I wanted Andrade to win, and it came true, man. Grayson,
El Idolo.
Let's go, man. Like, okay, very clean finish. It was a very clean finish.
I love that spot.
Bro, Grayson Waller has a perfect finisher because anything can be hit with that.
Yes. Grayson Waller was about to hit his finisher, and next thing you know, Andrade does his finisher.
I forgot what it's called.
I don't remember what it's. What is it called?
It's the message.
The message. Okay.
The message.
Yeah. Don't yell at me.
It's just the messenger. It's just the messenger.
It's not my fault. I'm the messenger, but it's
the message
thing here. But it's the message. Yes.
Okay. The message. Hit the message. Oh no.
Why y'all yelling at me? I'm right.
That's fucking bro. When you said it, Axel's face just was like, bro, what?
Tommy, that food. This is a random thing, but Tommy, that food next to you just doesn't look real. It looks like commercial food. I don't know what it is.
Doesn't it look perfect though? That's a perfect.
It looks like the burger they show in the Arby's commercial.
Hey, don't ever
Arby's.
Hey, don't ever compare my food to Arby's. Don't ever do that.
Tommy, just take a bite, please. This is like bothering me how perfect it is looking right there.
Further, speaking of Arby's, do any of y'all consume that shit?
Arby's?
No.
Because Arby's should not be consumed by human beings, and that better not be Arby's.
Dude, it is 11:18 at night. Why are you rubbing all of that? Hold on.
That's a lot of fries.
How about you show that plate up on the camera? Because the world needs to see this one.
Why did that burger? Yeah, two.
Wait,
two double deckers.
How many patties are on each one? 2 or 3? 2.
How
many slices of cheese on each?
Tommy, your metabolism.
2.
It's not fair, bro.
Crazy fast.
That's not fair
for you to eat that at 11:19 at night. If I eat that, I'm gonna end up like Phantom, almost having a heart attack. Like that's what's gonna happen to me.
That's what Arby's serves every single day.
I mean,
heart attacks.
I do the marijuanas too, so like that don't help.
That shit should just not be consumed by human beings. But moving on.
So yeah, basically, I'm very happy. Now we got Andrade and Melo in this Money in the Bank match. The finish, that finisher, the message, that was a very cool transition from the finisher that Grayson Waller is about to hit. Just very cool. this was one that I was very worried. I thought Kevin Owens was gonna win. Not that I would have been mad that he would have won, but man, I'm so glad Andrade won. That's all I gotta say about this.
He
Man.
needs this. He needs
bro. You need it
like
He needs
this
it.
Facts.
desperately.
But shout out to Andrade, man. And again, that spot was fun. I enjoyed
The roll through into the message was just fantastic.
And then
we gotta find another name for it.
It was so smooth.
I know we need to find another name for it,
Yeah.
but I don't know what you want me to say. And the thing is, he did not call it that in AEW. I don't know what he called it because you know what? He didn't hit it a lot.
He should just call it El Idolo. I mean, he doesn't put it in his name anyway. So.
El Idolo.
We never saw him hit it because he
Yeah.
was never on TV. So thanks, Tony.
That's true.
But
One of his favorite matches still till this day for me is when he won against Darby Allin. And there was someone else in that match, but I can't remember.
that match happened.
Yeah, Andrade, Darby Allin, someone else, swear.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait to see Andrade back in a Money in the Bank ladder match because the last time he was in a Money in the Bank ladder match, I was there for that.
Or what
Money
he
in the
did to
Bank
Finn?
Yes, Money in the Bank 2019. He absolutely crushed
I
it
remember that.
in
Yes.
that ladder match. And I'm very excited to see him in this one because I know he's gonna do some great shit in this one. I'm excited, man.
Fun fact, that was the last show I ever been to before the world shut down. That was the last show, and then the world shut down. So like,
My last one was the
never
Royal
able
Rumble
to
that year.
anything else before that.
So
next
is the main event, right?
Well, what was the main event? What was left of it, right? Because
pretty
Cody
much.
and Solo, basically, this was the main event, but the match basically didn't even last for.
Do talk about what Heyman said before. I mean, what Solo said before you went out there, though.
Oh, to Paul?
He said, so Solo told Paul that Roman is not coming back.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. So
which means he's coming back.
There was supposed to know. I don't know if you guys touched on that.
The punk thing, but the protecting him.
No, the Logan and LA Knight segment. It wasn't Andrade.
Oh yeah, I did forget about that.
Yeah. So basically, LA Knight came out to the ring. He called out Logan Paul. Logan Paul. No, Santos Escobar came out. Santos Escobar came out because next week it's going to be LA Knight versus Logan Paul versus Santos Escobar in a triple threat qualifier match, which I don't even know why Logan Paul's in there.
Santos should win, by the way.
Santos should win. Okay. And then it's like, okay, so basically, Santos Escobar was trying to, obviously get in LA Knight's head, whatever. LA Knight hit him with the BFT, and then Logan Paul comes out behind. Logan Paul attacks LA Knight.
That punch
that punch is bad. Basically setting up for their match next week in a triple threat, which I think that's going to set up for their match potentially at Money in the Bank. I think they're going to do, I don't think it's going to be a trilogy. I think it'll just be like one match at Money in the Bank, and then one match at SummerSlam. And where at SummerSlam, I do believe LA Knight's going to take it because I think I think it's going to be a fluky finish at Money in the Bank if they do decide to do it at Money in the Bank. I guess we don't know if it's actually going to happen at Money in the Bank, but hoping that, that it does. I think basically Logan Paul is just going to have a fluky finish.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
So, anyways, now getting on to the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. This match, I don't even think it went past 2 to 3 minutes before the Bloodline came in, interfered, which led to them attacking Cody Rhodes, and then Kevin Owens and Randy Orton coming out. Obviously, they were hobbled and obviously beaten up because of the beatings that they have taken from earlier on in the night. The babyfaces kind of took over, taking out Tongalo and Tama Tonga, leaving Solo Sikoa in the ring. Solo Sikoa was backed up into a corner. He started pleading for help, saying that don't do this, whatever. And out of nowhere, he just puts his, has his hands on his face to then not having his hands on his face, and he starts laughing.
Great.
Lo and behold, hey, I think Tommy had said it earlier. He's taking notes from Roman with these facial expressions, and he got it he got it packed, down packed. This was great. Also, the camera angle was very good, just up close and personal on his face. And then lo and behold, who comes out of nowhere? Jacob Fatu, as Phil likes to call him, Hikaleo.
That was so bad on my part. I really wanted Jacob to be on Roman's side.
But yeah, Jacob Fatu, man. Just to let you guys know, he lost 35 pounds from the moment
he looked great, man.
For his debut.
Yes, he lost 35 pounds from the moment he signed the contract back at Mania weekend to now. So it's been about 2 months. He's lost 35 pounds in a span of 2 months. Congratulations to him, because he actually looks like a like an animal now, like a Samoan werewolf, which is what they call him, right? Werewolf.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, he looks menacing now. Not saying that he didn't look menacing, but these guys all come to WWE and they start to take care of their bodies, and it's something that WWE obviously requires for somebody to take care. I mean, look at what the transformation was from Walter to Gunther.
Yeah.
Gunther's a completely different specimen to what Walter was, and we're seeing the same thing here with Jacob Fatu. And they made him look super menacing. He hit a super kick on Randy Orton, and then Kevin Owens hit a super kick on Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu just no-sold, and then a super kick straight to Kevin Owens. Then him and Cody Rhodes kind of battled it out. Cody Rhodes threw him out of the ring just for actually, before all of that happened, Jacob Fatu had a nasty Samoan backdrop on Kevin Owens on the steel steps. It looked like he missed his cue on for when he was supposed to spear Randy Orton.
Oh.
So the referee had to remind him, like, hey, you got to go over there to spear Randy Orton. That spear through the barricade was pretty nasty. The fact that it didn't fully break through, but he was going at a very crazy velocity.
And then I heard the other ref when he was gonna go in to go get Cody. Go get Cody.
Yes.
And I was like, ref, you're working for the Bloodline now, because you just told him to go get Cody.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking bitch.
And the fact that they don't use the lingo that they have or whatever, because I know they have lingo, obviously, to not make it seem like they're saying, go get this person or whatever. But the fact that they even showed that on TV was kind of crazy. But hey, it's his first night on TV. Whatever, he's gonna.
No, that's how intense Jacob Fatu is.
Yes,
is that he can just get so in the moment and everything like that. He just had to go.
This is. Okay, so I'll speak about the rest of the segment, then I'll give my thoughts on what I thought about the debut. So basically, he goes inside, gets Cody. Cody takes him out of the ring. He gets Cody, gives him a Uranagi on the technically the hardest part of the ring, the ring apron. Obviously, strips the announce table, puts Cody on the announce table. Samoan drop, not Samoan drop, literally a big body splash from the top rope to Cody through the announce table. Absolutely ridiculous. To end off the night, they all threw the ones up, but it seemed like Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga it almost seemed like they didn't know that this was going to happen. They kind of looked at each other a little bit awkward.
Yes.
I will say this debut is almost, look, for me personally, I think the greatest debut in all of WWE is Kane's debut at In Your House 1997. I think that is the greatest debut to have ever happened. I think the Chris Jericho one is probably up there too, right? But I think the debut of Kane, this one right here, if this debut didn't tell you a lot about Jacob Fatu, I don't know what you were watching, but this dude is a menace. He is a savage. If you thought Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa were savages, this dude right here, you don't even have to look. I would tell people, watch his MLW stuff. Go watch highlights. But what you're gonna see, and I hope they just let him empty the clip with his whole arsenal, because he is legit. He can legitimately be. I was saying Braun Breaker is a hybrid of a guy who's a powerhouse but a high flyer. That's what the
epitome of it, bro.
That's literally what Jacob Fatu is. But he's brutal. He is legitimately. He is a savage. I think this debut is up to par with that Kane one at In Your House in 1997.
I think it's gonna,
They executed this to flawless perfection. I'm not gonna lie, it's only a matter of time before he outshines everybody in the Bloodline.
He already did. I'm sorry.
And I'm not gonna lie, look, with more time, if given the tools, he can be better than Roman Reigns.
Whoo! Wow.
He is.
That's
If you've never heard his mic work, go check it out. He's uncensored. Let's just put it like that. And
I hope they let him. They better get the Bloodline to Raw for Netflix next year.
They should move the Bloodline to Raw, because if he's on Raw and he's talking his shit, telling you, Roman better watch out, because he's gonna come he's gonna come for that, being the greatest Samoan wrestler ever. He's gonna come.
Hey man, so bro, I'm just excited to see what happens next. One thing I did love, because I like to pick out the little things, and one thing was here. I love the facial expressions he was using. I said that was Solo, but bro, Jacob was killing it with it. He had that like Umaga type of face after he just fucking brutalized Kevin Owens. I'm not gonna try it, but the face Umaga always used to make, bro, Jacob Fatu had that down pat. And then the splash from the corner to the table. Not many people do that in WWE nowadays. Very few. And the fact that he's one of them says a lot. Yeah, I like the aspect where the God didn't know that Jacob Fatu was going to be there, and I can only pray for Paul Heyman next week, man. He's about to be even more stressed.
Oh yeah, Paul Heyman shitted his pants.
The Bloodline 2.0, they're complete now. It's complete. They got their
I am
four.
a little sad that I do think that when the reports came out that they were worried about Jacob Fatu outshining Solo, I'm not gonna lie, I think I wanted to tweet this and then I deleted the tweet. But I think if it happened, Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes was a way better match than Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes. Let's just keep it a being.
I wouldn't do that because I feel like Cody has to win right now, so I wouldn't do that to Jacob Fatu yet.
Because that should not happen yet.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's gonna happen. Really, I don't think they're ever gonna make Jacob Fatu, at least not in this storyline, not in this particular storyline. I don't think Jacob Fatu is ever gonna be, that type of guy.
Also, with all this going on, you have to think they're gonna do something big when they're in Madison Square Garden next week.
Yeah.
Roman.
I don't know, but I also want to be selfish and hope we get the return live.
I mean, me too. But just because Solo was like, bro, he's never coming back, bro. He's coming back. So it's just a matter of when,
This guy right here, and Jacob Fatu, is my tribal chief.
That's crazy.
Solo is not my tribal chief. This guy is already outshined Solo. I'm sorry. He did.
So Roman and is getting Hikuleo?
No, I don't think so anymore. Because I think Hikuleo is probably going to be the fifth guy for him, for Solo's side. And
What about Zilla?
For
I think
Roman.
Zilla's coming.
Because Hikuleo is coming.
So you think the Bloodline 2.0 is gonna have technically 6 members because of The Rock?
Well, I don't think Rock's going to be in War Games.
Okay.
I don't.
Maybe he'll.
I don't see him being in War Games simply because of the movie factor.
Loki, I don't think The Rock's gonna be revealed as the backer of them until Mania season.
So question: if it is a 5v5, outside of Roman Reigns and the Usos, who are the last two?
People are thinking it's going to be Sammy, and then
Zilla maybe.
And then people are really even saying Cody, but I don't want Cody or Sammy anywhere near it.
I like John Boy's theory of it being Seth Rollins.
But I don't want Seth in this either, because we're talking about real family shit here.
I'm not gonna lie, it shouldn't be Sammy. I think Hikuleo needs to join Roman's side for it to be a 4-on-4.
And that's the thing here. Bloodline doesn't. War Games does not have to be 5-on-5. There's been 4 War Games before.
So something made me think. Right, this was the other day when this had happened. Notice how God didn't even know. Could it be possible that Roman sent Jacob Fatu to infiltrate Bloodline 2.0?
Might be onto something.
And
people are also saying
Jacob Fatu could be on Roman's side, and then Hikuleo joins. So
that means Roman sent Jacob Fatu to tell Solo he's coming, but didn't tell God. Got you.
I would love that personally because I always wanted Jacob to be the new enforcer of Roman.
That would make sense because
for Solo,
GOD's like related to them, but at the same time he's like they're kind of like distant on the tree.
Yeah.
Whereas Jacob Fatu is actually on the tree.
On the tree, yep.
That
makes sense.
It's very interesting, but I'll tell you this right now: people are not ready for how quickly this guy is going to come on into his own in this company. He has star written all over him, and Jacob Fatu, he's that dude. Ever since that debut on Friday, I've been watching clips and matches of his. The dude is already a freaking star, but now he's on WWE programming. I'm so happy for this Zeus, really.
He's only 31, by the way. He's young.
It's crazy.
He's young. So, hey, he's got a lot of gas in the tank, and man,
and what I hope WWE don't handicap this man.
Yeah, no.
But the stuff that he does in the ring is why it's so special.
From what I've heard and seen, Jacob Fatu seems like someone who wouldn't let them handicap him.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think Triple H is gonna let him. I think he's gonna let him kind of shine.
He knows what he has. I'm sure he
does.
The
BME is like one of his finishers, bro. The BME. I think he calls it what does he call it? God damn it. I forget.
Him and Zilla do that nasty freaking Samoan spike, that soaring Samoan spike. That is nasty.
I'll say this. I'll add this about Jacob Fatu. Before he came to WWE, he was MLW World Champion for 819 days.
Yep.
Holy.
He lost it to what? Alex Hammerstone, right?
Or was
it?
Yep. And he had a match against Jonah, aka Bronson Reed, in House of Glory. Incredible matchup. Really do urge you guys to watch that one because that was fantastic. The Mighty Moonsault is his finisher, which is basically the BME where he goes to the second top and then does the moonsault. Incredible. Yep. He does an Arabian press, which is unheard of for somebody.
He did all of this, guys. 35 more pounds bigger, by the way, as well.
Yeah, like the guy.
Hey, Tommy, man.
What's up?
Speaking of MLWs, this has nothing to do with it, but I just found a way to quick plug. You know who beat Hammerstone for the MLW title that we interviewed? Alex Kane, man. Go back and watch that interview, man.
Right.
But sorry, continue, though. Continue.
He's doing some great stuff, too.
Yeah.
Really. Love Alex Kane. But yeah, the Samoan werewolf is here, people. And it's so good. Now, look, I may have called the wrong news on my watch along. I take that with full responsibility. Right? That was just completely on me.
What'd you call him? Who'd you call him?
I said Hikuleo. I said Hikuleo.
That's crazy.
You guys can go watch it. If you guys have not seen the videos, both parts are up on my TikTok. I mean, it's well aware that I called him it. But surprisingly, not many people in the comment section were roasting me. And I was like, roast me in the comments all you want, because I was just freaking too excited to say the right ooze. But not many people actually, dogged on me in the comments, which is crazy enough. But man, Jacob Fatu, he's here. And I'm getting that shirt. Which is already the second highest selling shirt on WWE Shop right now already.
He's a star, man.
What a week.
He's a star. He is a star, man.
So good.
That about covers it, man. What anything else y'all want to chop it up about before we get out of here?
Fuck Drew McIntyre. Fuck Lee. Fuck the Tommy Society. Fuck them. Fuck them. Those are my ops.
Easily one of the best weeks in. Obviously, I believe that this truly is the best week of the Triple H era so far within WWE, but one of the best weeks in a while.
I think Mania week was the best weekend, but this is the best week, full week.
Yes. Easily one, it was just absolutely insane, and ultimately, it just goes down to one saying. What a great time it is to be a pro wrestling fan. Because We just have so much going on for us right now. Whew. This season is getting really hot. So let's do it.
Hey, all I gotta say is, man, strap in, man. We're gonna be getting good storylines and good matches. That post WrestleMania slump is over, and this is gonna take us through September, man.
Appreciate it, Danny.
They're gonna be right on fire. They're gonna be on fire, firing on all cylinders, especially with all the returns that are coming up within the next couple of months. You're talking Roman, you're talking Rhea, Charlotte could be on the loom. You know, Asuka, who knows when she's coming back? Like, there's a lot of returns coming soon.
So it's only gonna get better.
It's only gonna get better, man. So, hey, this is just the first step here. So we could be witnessing another WrestleMania season, but just now we're gonna start calling it like SummerSlam season.
I feel like they have to if they're going 2 nights. But hey, man, with all that being said, Tommy, hit us with the outro, man.
Hey, man, thank you guys for all watching. If you were here through the whole 2 hours and 35 minutes, we appreciate you. Make sure you guys like, share the stream. But yeah, what a week in wrestling, man. What a week. But yeah, man, it was your 3 lovely hosts, First Spot, Rod Hardy, Tommy, and then a lovely guest of Phil. It's always a pleasure, Phil. Oh, Phil, go ahead and drop whatever you need. Drop any plugs. Go for it.
Yes. Thank you guys for having me on again. It's always a fun. It's just talking pro wrestling with anybody. Subscribe to the OTP YouTube channel, Outside the Brand, on YouTube. We try to get a stream out this weekend. It was not able to be done due to just some scheduling circumstances, but we are going to be back up soon. And I'm just trying to save up for ultimately a PC, because I can't be running the streams on laptops, as you saw earlier on in the broadcast with the technical difficulties, which is why I'm on my phone currently. So yeah, really just trying to do stuff to get better with the streaming and ultimately just make something better out of it. But thank you guys. Appreciate you. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @PhillyMatt_ right over there. I keep doing that whole thing, and I've been working with StreamYard for years at this point. But I appreciate you guys for having me on. Thank you so much for having me, and we'll have to do it again sometime. Let's go.
Hey, man.
Just let you guys know. You gotta do.
Just letting you guys know, 2 more episodes left. 99. Actually, 1 episode left. Episode 99 next Sunday night. And then from there, episode 100 special. And we got a lot coming to you guys for that episode. So make sure you guys stay tuned.
Hey, chat if you're still here. There's only 3 of y'all. Chat if you're still here. There's a secret. You can't tell anybody. We have a 4th host coming. We can't tell you who.
CM Punk comes to the show.
Hey, man, but yeah, like Axel said, these next 2 weeks is gonna be 1 episode of some. It'll be after 100. We'll go back to our 2-a-week routine. But thank you once again. We will see y'all next week. Peace.